and we return to Aethergarde, where last time your group finally arrived in the big city, the great industrial gem at the center of this globe, and at the center of the world's attention at this point in time. Shortly after arriving in Aethergarde, it was announced that your ally, Charlotte Price, would need to take leave from the party to pursue some of her personal interests. And after some solemn goodbyes, all of you continued on into the city, reaching Bethel Hill and reaching Waltz Manor, where you met up with Daracine, who had been away from the party for a little while.
Daracine.
I'll get there, bro. I'm not as French as you, okay? And
Dare.
I feel like that's just not pronouncing it right at all, though. At least I'm trying. But either way, you got a short tour of some of the rooms of the manor. And I believe he also showed you a secret passage.
Oh, first we went to the museum.
Did you do that before he gave you the tour? Yeah, I guess you're right. You took the book to the museum.
Yep.
Vir Codex. Vir Fortis Codex. There was a little scuffle. You got the book open, you passed the first test, only to discover that there was another test.
Mm-hmm.
And you were unfortunately unable to damage the book.
But I figured out a way to do it. James
Did you?
just has to take 5 attacks from me. And I can get 1 damage to the book.
Got it.
That is worth it. Obviously.
I think it's worth it, you know?
Either way, after meeting one of the curators at the Museum of Mythos, you turned over Vir Fortis Codex, who's going to have a little area of the museum set up for people to take his tests. And then all of you returned to the manor, where you were taken to the library. And I believe you showed them a secret passage.
I took him to the library, and then the secret library, and then the secret passage in the secret library to the secret laboratory
To the secret
underneath the
lab.
mansion.
Yes. Secret room inception. So you guys got to see
secret tunnel.
You got to see the laboratory where V was created. And along with that, you got to study the device, and I believe Maximilian realized that there was some kind of corrupted otherworldly magic that had tainted the technological device. Something that Daracine did not seem to enjoy learning very much. He very quickly looked to get some alone time. And after that, I believe there was some talk about the split personalities within V. And some different tests and attempts were made to see if different personalities could be drawn out.
Yep, there was. I don't remember exactly what set him off, but his eye kept twitching, like real violently.
Every time we talked about the dickhead that didn't introduce himself.
Right.
And ultimately, whatever that personality that's been lingering in the back of V's mind, when it was pulled to the forefront, V lost basically complete control of his body, went Ultra Instinct mode, and started attacking party members violently.
Absolutely wailing on Jensen.
Yes, wailing on Jensen while everyone else tried to figure out what to do. I can't remember who actually got that personality to shut down.
We did. What did Max do? Max did something significant to him, I thought. I can't remember.
Max tried to interrupt the blood magic he was performing.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Max started interrupting his spellcraft. And, ultimately, you guys were able to get the cat back in the bag, we'll say. and V and several other people were significantly hurt, but nobody was killed. I love that happened the night that Charlotte left the party.
Right. God damn it.
You lost your stabling influence. And with that, all of you decided you were going to need to take a lazy few days around the manor house to get some rests, as resting in the system is not quite as revitalizing as, say, D&D. And we're going to cut back in. It's been 3 or 4 days. All of you have fully removed any wounds. You've all had a full long rest at this point. And this evening, so with several of you feeling a little stir crazy, Dracine took you to a local tap where you could get some drinks. You could relax a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to get some appropriate tunes. Learning how to use the music bot. All right. And as we see all of you exiting this little town and heading down one of the back alleys home together, some of you perhaps a little more imbibed than others, our camera pans across the cobblestones, up the brick walls and over your heads to a rooftop, not that far off, actually in the direction that all of you are heading, where 2 figures sit crouched in wait.
Are you ready? Of course I'm ready, brother. And you remember what we've been told about them? Yes, our target is Garrison Woods. I have marked him for death. Oh, please. He will be mine. We'll see, brother. You can have the big one, the blue beard, if you want. The Bluebeard Monster Hunter. That's what they say.
The figure leans. The figure leans over the edge, looking down into the alley as our party continues forward towards their home.
Now, my good doctor, you promised me some interesting individuals, and that might have been the most boringest tavern I ever been to. And he hiccups.
I'm sorry, it's usually more packed. Usually has more interesting people passing through town.
Well, I'm glad I could take these peanuts that I'm eating right now with me, because it would have been a lot much harder jaunt back to the manor.
We pan up to the roof again.
He's loud. He's drunk. He'll be easy to kill. He's you for the pickings, brother. Shall we? Provide a good distraction. That I will guarantee.
He rushes off to another part of the roof. As all of you are walking, a figure descends out of the shadows, like a marionette on hooked strings. Ant, as your character descends down in front of them, you can go ahead and describe him.
In the center of the alleyway, you see a small robotic figure, probably about 5'9" of standing, but he's hanging 4 feet, maybe 5 feet off the ground, in a very unnatural pose from small cables. His eyes light up.
Well, now.
Well, that one is
There's
interesting,
the
no?
show. There's the show I was promised back at the tavern. I've already finished my dinner.
Mr. Jensen, I thought you liked my card tricks.
Oh, that's yes, but if I have to concentrate on learning or getting a little bit better at seeing your tricks, there's no way I'd be quite as inebriated as I am right now, and that would be a tragedy.
How do you
But anyways.
react? How do you react, Cartan, as they just continue talking?
Well, I would have stopped moving. I would not have approached farther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are standing still.
He just starts twitching in weird, unnatural movements, and the eyes narrow on is it Terracine?
Yeah.
And he just keeps staring
seizures.
at that one figure, and it stops twitching.
Yeah, I lean into Max. I say, is he having a little bit of a hard time moving, or am I that intoxicated?
V, make an awareness test for me. Target number is 6. So go ahead, Max. Sorry.
I will admit that I have performed a great many acts in my day, and there are a few I now consider a bit embarrassing, but even I am above puppetry.
I'll look back again. I'll take a step forward, and I'll say, "Oh, are you a puppet?"
I got a 7.
This large iron spiked ball, like from the end of a flail, swings through the air, leaning off one of the low roofs. V, you barely step to the side as it slams, cracking. Another figure, about twice the size of that initial one, slips off the roof and lands. As he does, you see one of his hands is a little bit shorter, or one of his arms is a little bit shorter and has no hand, while the other one is kind of twitching mechanically, clockwork gears shifting in it. As you see this chain-connected iron ball slowly snap and swing back into the joint of the arm.
Enough talk. We have a job to do.
Last group of morons that tried to attack a place or us that we wanted did not end very well for them.
And with that, I need your party and their party to add their initiative.
I add 2.
My initiative's 4.
Sure is. And Car 5.
3.
Car 5 has 2 initiative, so that's 5. So they are going to get the first turn. Unfortunately, my surprise attack missed. Who would like to act on your team first? There appear to be 2 enemies.
I mean, I would not.
Well, this is new.
If you guys are cool with it, I'll go after Spike Ball guy.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine.
Okay, I'll go. Is this Spike Ball guy?
It sure is.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to him and make an attack.
He shifts back on his hands and he drops into a crouch. You see the hood pull back over his head, and he has like an almost blank metal face. There's open cracks in the metal where you can see gears like whirring behind the plate.
That guy's freakier than me. I got a 16.
He dodges that.
Oh shit. I'm gonna abandon attacking then and try to grapple him up.
Okay. Contested athletics. You got a 21.
Damn, I got a 19.
You try to grapple him and he
Wait,
shoves
his are
you back.
difficult.
Oh, okay. One
And
second.
mine are easy. I forgot about that because I got the
20,
rest.
21 was his low roll.
I rolled the exact same thing, so 19. Well, shit. That's all I got.
Nice try, but you fight like an albatross.
You missed with your heavy ball thing.
And I will let you take the first turn for your team.
I'm going to retreat into the darkness by a grappling hook.
Okay.
All right. Do I need to roll for that? My stealth checks are easy, and I don't. 7.
Nope, you're good.
Thank you, sir.
You appear to have one enemy on the field currently.
Okay. I am targeting. You know who?
Oh yeah,
The opportunity.
I know. Man. You guys are up.
Well, now where did he go? I'll whip out my sword. I don't have to go right now. I'm just.
He's just spicing it up. Nobody else is volunteering to go, so.
I will position myself.
Would I've noticed that he was eyeing Dari?
Yeah. He definitely dropped hints that Daria was the target.
Would I have? I know I've been role playing as inebriated.
Well, that's true. Roll an awareness test for me. Target number 8.
Uh-oh.
You roll 2 4s.
No, but I'm not gonna. No, it's better than that, but not by much.
A 6 and a 4.
An 8 and a 4.
Oh, that's better than I got for him.
Yeah, I only got 7.
7? Yeah, you're not sure what's going on. You just know that this guy with his iron ball is attacking and the other guy disappeared.
Okay. I'm going to toss the... I'm going to try to help V, and I'm going to toss the rest of the little bag of peanuts that I had in the spike ball guy's face, try and distract him for him. And then I'm going to, even though I didn't know, I'm going to instinctively get between me and the squishier members of my party. So I'll make sure. Did I see him? Did I see which way the puppet disappeared to? No.
Why don't the 3 of you, everyone but V, make awareness tests? And you can go ahead and make your stealth test, Ant. It is easy, so you get to roll twice and keep the higher.
God damn, I rolled double ones. Shit.
I got a 5.
12.
All of you just saw him link into the shadows with the marionette grapplers and disappear. Nobody's sure what direction he's going to be coming.
I'll kind of like put my arms out in front of. Then I'll use the rest of my turn to like put my arms out in front of Dare and Max, and kind of like get them behind me.
My roll was a 19.
Oh yeah, don't worry. You disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he moves up in front. He holds his action he holds his deed in case he needs to attack something.
Yes. If something goes for me or one of Max or like attack, if something attacks in my general vicinity, I'm going to attack back.
Okay. Ant, you can spring on any of them.
I'm going to spring for Daracene.
Daracene.
From the darkness. He rappels down from the rooftop and tries to attack with his dagger.
Because I was expecting that, can I try to use my parrying blade? I might use my reaction and parrying blade that away.
Sure.
Am I close? Yeah. Okay.
That's gonna be your deed. Your health deed.
Fine. That's fine.
Go ahead and roll your attack, Ant. It's gonna be offense agility.
15 to hit. 15 to hit.
15. Okay.
I got 9 on the roll. Did you add a character? Did you already change that feature that we talked about? That was broken. Did I?
Yes. Yes, I believe that feature has been changed.
Damn it! I did not pull that in. Okay, I'm gonna half my. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna half my bonus then. Right now, and go find that on my before my next turn. It'd be only a 15.
Okay. Tie goes to the attacker, so I need a dodge from the Asane.
Technically, I'm also making an attack. How do we roll that? That's how it works.
You
Make
missed.
an attack instead of a dodge.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he tie goes to the initiator.
Yeah.
I can't hit a 15.
Okay. You sink your blade into Thrasine. That is going to bring him down.
Well, how much damage is it?
It is, well, what do you do? He ignores 3 armor and he deals 2 damage, I think.
I'm not down then.
Oh, really?
I have more health.
Vampire.
Oh, yeah, you got vampire health now. Okay.
It's a surprise attack that you double damage.
Despite his... Oh, no, that's not how that works. Do you double your damage for surprise attacks? I don't think that's a feature.
Assassin.
Oh, yeah! It's 4. It is 4.
Well, if it's 4, then I am down, because 4 is my total.
He's down. All right,
Can I attempt
Max
to
still has
use
a
my
turn.
reaction?
Your reaction?
Yes, to repel back into the darkness.
You
Slippery, so I can move out of there without penalty.
can't move out. A reaction needs to be triggered by something. So you can move back out to here if you want. You'd still have movement to do that.
Yeah, I'll try to move back out.
You're kind of in the field right now, though, and it is Max's turn. Max, how would you like to react to what has happened?
Okay.
Oh. Max is there.
Good shot, brother. My task is complete.
We're still close to the tavern. Is that correct?
You're still fairly close. It's like off the board over here.
Okay. Can I see in the windows of any of these buildings?
It's pretty late at night. Most of them you can see like darkened like living rooms or like shops. There's not a lot of activity.
Could I see well enough to target a spell?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Max is going to do a quick look around the street, and then back up to Durasne, and then cast teleport on him to teleport him into one of the buildings across the street.
Like over there?
Yeah.
Okay. He teleports somewhere. You guys aren't sure where. You probably have another like 4 inches of movement if you want to like get back here a little ways.
This guy seems pretty mobile, so I actually just want to stay as close to Destiny
okay,
as
cool.
possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right. Top of the next round. Car 5 is going to go. He's going to make a couple attacks on V.
Well, do I have to roll a thing?
Oh, yes. I apologize. You do.
What's the roll for this?
It's going to be a resolve or a constitution against a target number 3. Whichever you would like to do. Probably whichever is higher.
That's what I would recommend.
Just a single die?
No. It uses
Well,
whatever.
resolve is the
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a willpower or a constitution.
Okay. Yeah. Willpower.
You're
10.
good. You are up at 3 wounds. You, as you're like your vision is clearing, you realize that you're in what appears to be a small musical instruments shop. And you when you peer out the window, you see your other allies are kind of caught in between the two assassins.
All right.
And now we go to the top of the order, and he's going to make a couple of attacks on the 13 to hit on the first one.
Yep, that hits.
All right. He swings the mace around, and he deals 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
So no bludgeoning damage.
And then he sinks the mace back in, and he launches it out. As he launches it out at you, you see there's this glow. It's kind of like magical, ethereal blue glow that runs through the rim of all of like the sharp corners of his armor. And the mace kind of explodes with the magical energy as it's coming in at you. And he got a 13 to hit on this one as well.
I got a 6.
Okay. And this one deals 4 force damage.
All right. Force damage gets blocked by armor still, right?
Yep, sure does. And it also knocks you back. Then he is going to move in this way, and he's going to look across at the other assassin.
And we need to find the target.
Agreed.
All right. First, though, one of you get to go. Who would like to respond? I figured I'd build Ant's trust with you guys on a player level by having him cold open by trying to kill you all.
I like it.
That was really creepy when you have that voice on and you laugh.
I'll go if
Yeah.
nobody else wants to. Okay. I will just make another. I'll just swing at him. Why not?
Gonna try to punch him?
Yeah.
Okay. He got a 6 on his dodge.
15.
It's gonna hit.
3 bludgeoning damage, and he's knocked prone.
He's immune to being knocked prone, but he does take 1 wound.
Bugger. We'll just do that again. No, actually, I'll try and grapple him so that he can't go look for the target.
All right. He actually has wrestler as well, so our rolls are just even.
Okay, so we each just roll once then?
Yep.
Okay, I got an 18.
Check what I got. You've successfully grappled him up.
You're not going anywhere.
You're going to hell.
All right, 10, you're up.
Probably already been there.
All right, 10, you're up. What'd you like to do?
Oh, sorry. I'm going to look for the target.
Okay. Roll a perception test. Thrasane, I'll let you make a stealth test against this with it's easy, so you can roll twice because you're in the dark chamber.
It kind of just disappeared from the middle of the street.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got an edge. God damn it. What? Otherwise, be so.
13.
You're not sure where he's at right now.
I'm not very perceptive.
Hey, it is what it is. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, but if you kill all 3 of them, then you'll have time to find him, right?
That's true.
You still have your
Right.
deed.
I still need. Okay, then I will. I'm going to keep that blue beard as a total, and I'm attacking the monster.
Yeah. So how we ruled it now is I get my reaction back on the top of a round, right? Because we may go in a different order.
Yeah, so you can do a deflect again.
I am going to try and I will attack back. Also, out of character, the only change I can see on the feature in question was that it went from 6 to 8 points. I had 4 points left over. Are you okay with me spending the 2 points and keeping that?
Yeah.
Just okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Then my attack is a 21.
Oh shit! Alright, oh my is not that. So I guess
He
Okay,
deflects
so
the
what
first
happens with
attack.
Yeah. So I do technically do 1 point of damage, but if you have armor, that stops it. But I do stop your attack from coming through.
nice try.
We'll say.
James just
James
got
frees up for another.
Someone who's ever gotten the pro.
You lagged a little bit, unfortunately.
Oh damn
I didn't hear your insult, smirk beard.
it! Yeah. I said, well, many have tried to cut this beard off, and none of them have ever succeeded. Which is why I still have it, if you'd know. But keep coming at me. I'm gonna taunt him. I'll taunt him a little bit.
You got your other attack. You can do it. No, he can't. You can't, but he's got an offhand attack.
Yeah.
I will attempt to offhand attack there.
All right.
Well,
He's got to try to dodge this one.
Yeah. Which
You don't get the bonuses on your offhand attacks if you don't have ambidexterity, though.
I have the dual wielding, doesn't it?
Cool.
Yeah. That's good.
terrible.
19 to hit.
Yeah, 4 dodge.
So he sinks. You see a blade kind of snap out of his wrist as he sinks it into your shoulder. It ignores 3 points of armor and it does 2 damage.
God damn. Alright, I take 2 damage.
I call this one kindness, so I can kill you with kindness.
Robot's got jokes.
Well, that is a terribly inaccurate name.
Call him the Clockwork Comedian.
Oh, fuck, we're comedian.
All right, who's up on your team? Max.
Max
Vincent.
or Dari?
Sorry. Jensen hasn't
I
gone
haven't
yet.
technically gone yet.
Oh yeah, you just did your action.
Yeah. I mean, shit, if you can make this one of these guys easier to hit, Max, or something, you guys can go. I'm just going to attack back. It's my turn. I can wait.
Which of you two is doing worse right now?
I'm at 2 wounds. My threshold's 9.
I'm at 2 wounds and my threshold's 8. So I guess technically me.
Technically him.
All right. You both seem like you're doing pretty okay.
Okay, do it to him. I'm okay right now. Do it to him.
All right.
I would say I'm decently okay right now. If you have something you can do against them.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that instead if you're both fine.
I can effectively once around, like, challenge and then maybe a negated attack. So I'm
okay.
okay.
Then yeah, I'll go more offensive. Are there any small loose objects around this alley?
Yeah, definitely. Make up whatever you want.
Great. All right. Let me figure out casting strength. I don't use this often enough to remember off the top of my head what the optimal combination of things is.
Come on, dude. Memorize the game.
Working on it. Okay,
Or just
so
make
we want to
super
do
simple
1,
punch people characters.
2,
They're great.
3, 4, 5. Okay, then. Okay, 6, 4. Okay. And that's one of these. Okay. All right. Max is going to flip through his pocketbook and then pop his cane up in his hand and wave it around in the air once, and pull a few loose cobblestones out of the alley and throw 2 of them at each of you.
Okay.
Each of our adversaries. So that's dodge, I believe.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, parent.
I got a 5.
I got a 5 as well.
You got at least an 8, right?
Me? No, I
Yeah.
rolled really shitty.
No, I have 3. I see a 3 and a 5 on your dice for some reason.
All right, yeah, that's. Oh, never mind. 8. You're right. Sorry. An 8.
Yeah,
I got a 14.
Didn't work out for us. How much did each of those do?
It's 3 wounds per object, and there were 2 objects at each of you.
Oof. Okay. That's
Are we doing a roll per object, or am I just rolling once for the spell?
just roll once. You. Each of them, I think. I don't know. I don't know about you, but Car 5's got armor 2, so he takes 1 wound from each of those.
I am deflecting one of them, and then I take the hit for the other one.
Okay.
So I'll take 1 point.
All right. You guys get to go again. We've both gone.
That's Dari or Jetson.
I would just be healing myself.
Okay.
I mean, I'll attack back then to the marionette in front of me, and I'll kind of do like a feint. Like this is mechanical, but I'm just gonna do like a kind of a feint, and I'll spin, and I'll try to like stab through or like swipe through a couple of the leg strings, whatever. My sword isn't glowing for any reason, is it?
Nope, it is not.
Okay. Cool.
You need to pick dolls as one of your favorite enemies.
Yeah, I don't think dolls. I'm pretty sure dolls aren't monstrosities. I was trying, but
You just haven't met the right
Max,
doll yet.
if it makes you feel any better, Max definitely considers puppets to be monstrosities. So
fair.
What about porcelain
At
dolls?
least. Porcelain dolls are definitely fucking monstrosities.
All right.
I rolled terrible, but good thing I have such a great plus to it. I got
Well, Ant's got to roll a dodge, so.
yeah, so 15.
Sure.
Ant, roll your dodge.
I'm over here.
Oh, he dodged it. That was crazy.
20
That was a
to
20 on the
dodge.
dice.
Damn.
20 on the dice. God damn.
It's not easy to hit.
Let me turn my robot voice on so I can insult James.
Okay, good call.
Okay.
James, don't forget you can spend to get an extra attack
Nice
too.
try.
Oh, I can't actually. I think I'm actually going to do that. I'll wait for you to start talking back at me, and I'll swing into action again. I'll activate my strikes ability, and I hope that was funny. I'll get a
He's lagging a little
Nice
free
bit.
try.
attack. I'll spend a couple points and get a free attack.
Ant, you can roll another dodge.
Sure.
That was better. 23.
Oof, I'm 11.
23. Yeah, so you take it's 3 damage, and so 3 damage total.
We got this little rifle, not a armor fix it.
All of it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think it
I
takes.
have one armor and then I do a wheel, so I take 2 away.
Okay, so then you take 1 wound.
Yeah, okay.
3 minus 2. Okay, so that's a couple wounds on you, a couple wounds on him, and Durasane, you in the round by healing yourself a little bit.
Did a patch up. I got a 13, so I removed 2 wounds.
Not bad, not bad. You're almost fresh. As you're doing that and you look up, you can see shifting metal gears in their bodies under the cloak. Their armor seems natural, like built onto them. You're pretty sure that these assassins are completely machines. Possibly some of the most advanced machines you've ever seen. Also, you notice that there's several areas on their body that seem to have strange glowing runes. They remind you kind of the runes that Charlotte would always make notes about when you found them. Like magical runes. Okay.
See.
One other thing you would notice when you're kind of like, as you're healing yourself, you can feel your fangs kind of like almost like twitching in your gums. And as you draw in a deep breath and you sniff the air, you don't sniff anything organic about these two at all.
Interesting.
Okay. Top of the round. You want to go, Ant? You want me to go?
You go, brother. Fire the target.
Let's see what we can do.
He is going to swing his mace around, and he is going to release the chain so it swings in an arc like a flail. And I need both V.
Does being grappled negatively affect that for
Yeah,
him?
it's gonna be difficult. But I still need V and Max to make dodge tests for me.
probably beat me even with difficulty. This is not my skill. 10?
He got a 6.
Oh, hell yeah. I actually dodged something.
Max, how'd you do?
Question.
Yes.
I hardly ever actually get attacked, so this hasn't come up much. But teleport has an additional effect that lets you use it as a reaction. Can I use it as a reaction to getting attacked?
Get away. You sure can.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Nice.
You can teleport yourself 6 inches.
Let's see.
All right. The attack fails, and then there's a surge from his suit, and he is going to do a contested athletics as his turn ends to try to break the grapple. Even for each of you again.
Actually, wait. No, I'm gonna go the other way.
19 again. Rolling down a lot of these 2d12.
I got a 19 as well. We roll again.
All right.
Damn it! I got a 7 this time.
A 19 again. Why the fuck do these keep rolling 15?
All right.
Hit one.
You hold. Yeah, you're holding him in place. Unfortunately. All right. Your guys' turn is up. Who would like to go?
I got my guy locked down if you want to fuck your guy up, Jensen.
What's up?
It's our turn. I got my guy locked down and he already took his turn if you want to fuck up Ant. Or try to
I
fuck up
will. I will try. I will. Yeah. Before he can get away, I'll off that other attack. I'll go immediately into another spin and flurry, and I'll try to like bring the blade up and through this puppet construct, whatever it is. You would pass for a monster among some of us, you know. I got 21 to attack.
It's the next round, so you could attempt a deflect instead if you would like. And
You're on mute, Ant. Sorry,
Yeah, I
it's
can hear you.
moving, but
oh, man, we're having a little lag tonight.
I'm having some internet issues. I thought it was me, but if it's not just me, maybe it isn't. Oh shit, he frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got a lot
yeah.
of pain.
he was trying to talk.
22 to deflect. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
22 to deflect. We can hear you. You're back.
Yes, sir.
22 to deflect.
Yeah, that deflects it.
All right, that's 1 damage to you. That gets absorbed by your armor, though, I think.
Yeah, and I'll pay my other 2 points to go into one more attack.
so short blade mastery wouldn't trigger its armor piercing. effect on
Good
the
point.
parry?
I think it would. So it would that I think that 1 damage would get through.
Okay, fair enough.
Second, you want to spend energy to attack
3
again?
wounds total to me now. Yeah, I'm gonna activate my strikes ability feature one more time.
All right, this time he has to dodge.
Ooh, 30 to hit.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you hear me.
You got a 19 too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, how many wounds?
Just 3. My regular attacks when it's not a monstrosity, it's just 3.
1 more wound to you, ain't?
I stumble a little bit.
You were made, which means you can be unmade. And I'll drop back into a more defensive stance.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it sure is.
Can I attempt to retreat to the closest pool of darkness?
It would probably be difficult to do that at this point without using a smoke pellet.
Okay. I'll deploy a pellet.
You just Batman that into the ground in front of you. I love it. Okay, go ahead and make your stealth test. Everyone else make awareness tests.
I have a feeling no matter how good I roll, he's going to beat my awareness.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I rolled pretty shitty.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing.
I got an 8.
14.
I can't even get a 14.
But I have. Easy,
Oh, I rolled
so
real
can
good,
roll
actually.
That's a 1,
I got
not
a
a 7, 8. It's even worse than you think it is, brother.
twice. Oh no, but I have easy. Can I roll twice?
Oh, yes, you do get to roll twice.
I got a 10 on my awareness.
I'm not picking these guys up here. Oh no.
Just highlight him and then hit R. You don't need to hold on to him. Oh, that was a little bit better.
12 plus 7. That's 19.
Yeah, I can't see that on my best day.
He disappears into the shadows again. Who's up? V hasn't gone.
I think only Jensen's gone so far.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is V still holding that guy?
V is still holding that guy. Do it.
I have an idea.
Okay, go for it, Max.
I'd like to. Yes, I'd like to cast Magical Sight and increase the strength to give myself heat vision.
Okay. That was cool. Yeah, so you immediately pick him up. They're running on pretty high power, specifically in behind the armor in their sternum. You're detecting some kind of very strong energy source that's running hot. Also, when you scan the area around you, you pick up an energy source up here in the shadows. Sorry, Ant. You outsmarted us.
That's pretty cool.
Max is going to move back in with these two and say, "That roof, Mr. Jensen. You see him?
Wow.
You see?
There's just shadows up there, but Jensen's like, yeah, I see him.
100%, yeah. I don't actually see him, but I'm like, okay, yeah. That one.
You would see a faint bluish glow to Max's eyes that you've seen him get before when he's doing some sort of magical inspecting.
Which is why I trusted what you said.
and he'll notice that you don't quite see it, and he'll say, "That marionette-shaped shadow on the left. No, not that one. That's a barrel. The one over there."
Oh yeah, I thought that broomstick looked a little bit not as long as his hands. Okay.
Oh, why do I bother?
Max, your magical sight would pick up arcane magical sources on both of the assassins. They are constructs of artifice, not just technology.
That checks out.
All right, who's up next in the group? V or the good doctor?
Did you have something cool to do, Ari?
I mean, I would just run up and see if I could, like, deactivate the mechanism.
That's what I was hoping you would try to do. That's like the best thing you can do right now. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I'll try
go
it.
for it. And then worst case scenario, I continue to beat the shit out of him after you fail.
I'll rush up and then see if I can figure out how to turn this machine on.
As he's rushing up, you would notice that his eyes are completely bloodshot. All right, go ahead and make a mechanics test for me. This is against a target number of 8. Oh, and during this scene, you have access to my momentum.
Oh,
because you're kind of like a co-narrator. So if at some point you want to use momentum, we have one.
14.
They have 3.
sounds good.
14?
No, 15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you pull back the cape and then tear it away, and you look to the back plate and you find this sealed kind of like door in the back plate of the construct. You're pretty sure that whatever you need is behind it. You pull out your tool and you open it. And then you can basically reach into the mechanisms in the gear. And when you pull your hand out, you pull out with some bolts and pieces, and car 5 shakes and then drops kind of like loose in V's arms. And then Durasane, just as you're doing that and you're holding those pieces, you look in and you see what looks like a flashing red light. Car.
I mean, I
10.
know that means things to us, but would that mean anything to me? As
Your instincts tell you. Your instincts tell you that it's some kind of like warning system.
Yeah.
Something is
Brother.
happening.
I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna throw him.
I'm gonna move away from it after that.
As that tear out happens, just before the light leaves Car 5's eyes, he looks up into the shadows where the rest of you are looking at Car 10, and he says,
Finish it.
and then his form just starts to shake and then drops. V, you're the only one left. You're holding this. You feel like it's getting progressively hotter to the touch by each second.
Okay. I'm gonna do kind of what I thought I was gonna do anyway. Could I just pick up him and swing his chain ball around and then chuck it with him into the shadows?
Yeah, I like that idea. Go ahead and make an unarmed attack, and Car 10, go ahead and make a dodge test for me.
Sure. I got a 9. No, great.
I got a 8.
Oh shit.
A 6?
I got an 8. He hit me.
I got a 9.
All right. How much damage is that?
The roof shatters. The building starts to crumble into kind of this mound of smoke and dust. The rest of you see the completely destroyed form of Car 5, and Car 10's form appears to be whatever unconscious is to these things under a bunch of the rubble. You see some people there now peeking out in different areas of the street trying to see what's going on.
Right there. Okay, yeah, I do see that.
Wow. I'm really glad
Max rolls his eyes.
that.
Scooter grab.
We are out of initiative order.
Jensen, V, would you be able to carry that? It might prove useful to investigate how these things work.
Sure.
Maybe
So
figure
much
out
for a
who
night
sent
out
them
on the
after us.
town.
Oh, does the exploded one look like it's even worth bringing back?
No. Well, you don't know, but Durasane, it's just scrap parts. But this other one, you might be able to get this other one working again.
I
It
will
would be
sheathe my
beneficial
blade.
for like fixing the one, grabbing up the scrap of the other, or
Maybe there might be some parts that you could pick through while they're grabbing
Yeah, I'll
Ant's
look for-
character.
as they're picking up the mostly intact one. I'll like look through, see if there's any that looked like would be a pain in the ass to machine these parts. To like
Jensen, you see kind of like a wheelbarrow nearby one of the alleys. You kind of bring it over, and they stack the parts that they're able to salvage. And just as constables are coming down one of the opposite roads, all of you slip off through the alleys back towards the manor. We see all of you approaching the alley, and then we hard cut, just into the secret laboratory. You've got this partially damaged automaton, this construct kind of laid out on the testing table, and you've got the parts from the other one that were harvested from the other one in the wheelbarrow. And all of you can take the scene. Unless you'd like one of my characters to be there.
Alright then, have you, Doctor, seen anything like this before? Actually, this might be a question for you too, Max, in your travels. That seems to be a
Max is
very...
definitely-
Go ahead.
Max is definitely combing it over with the dragon shard and his magical sight.
Is this thing magical, or is it just mechanical?
It is most definitely a combination of both. Something I've never seen done quite this skillfully before.
yes, I've only seen small mechanisms myself. Nothing quite this advanced.
It was fast. Very fast.
you should figure out what. See if you can see what exploded and take that out before we.
Yeah. That's a good
I'm
idea.
gonna do
I agree with Vivey.
a once over on the bot and see what I can figure out about it. Like if there's any maker's marks or any other explosives like the first one.
Go ahead and make a mechanics test for me.
He was on
18.
Looking it over, you don't notice any kind of internal components that would cause that explosion, at least not mechanical ones. It was pretty big. There are quite a few implements and intricate parts. You can understand how the mechanisms work, how the gears work, but there's a lot of like etched runes and stuff. Additionally, and Max, as you're kind of watching him do this kind of like construct autopsy, you would see that as he works his way, he opens the sternum and he works his way through the parts. He pulls out kind of this large geared, almost like circular device. It's got kind of like a sealed rim. And as you're looking through those, you find a couple latches and you pull them back. And when it opens, well, Max, it looks very similar to an item you
Oh,
It is like the largest, smoothest cut piece of dragon shard you have ever seen. Almost like a heart.
Would I be familiar with any uses for dragon shards other than revealing sources of magic?
You've heard like theoretical. You've heard theoretical studies have been done into using them as like energy sources and stuff, but they're very volatile to harness.
Would one being damaged have caused the explosion?
Not on its own. There was probably something. Your instincts are telling you that that has to do with a mixture of the dragon shard being there and the mechanics of the construct.
Have I been able to identify the purposes of any of the runes involved?
Go ahead and make a lore test. The target number would be 10. I have.
I got a 7.
You do recognize various symbols. They seem to have like very basic purposes. For the most part, what these channels of runes are doing is they're communicating direction, magical direction from one rune to the other. It's like these are like the veins that feed the energy from the dragon shard to the different parts of the body and allow them to function.
Fascinating, Maxwell. Me holding one dragon shard out and turning it around in his hand and holding up the light as he looks at it through the other one. Unless I missed my guess, this appears to be used as a power source for this construct somehow. Although I've never heard of one successfully being used in that manner before. The runes here would direct the power there and allow it to control. Yes, and that's for mobility, and he would sort of start mumbling to himself as he's inspecting things.
I mean, how many people do we know? Well, I guess how many people do you know, a doctor, in the city that could work a piece of this dragon shard like this?
I really have no idea. Perhaps someone within the schools? Perhaps a professor or two?
More importantly, these guys were targeting you. Do you know of any people who would want you dead?
I suppose that would depend on who knows about you, or perhaps my new condition. I imagine that would make many people angry with me.
I try and stay out of sight. I don't know how they would have already heard about your condition.
Yes,
Well,
I don't know.
what about historically? Like, does your family have many enemies? That
Perhaps
might want
business
to.
rivals, yes, but I don't know why they would try to kill me rather than just take any sort of influence I may be able to pull.
You guys think that group of guys we beat up on your lawn the other day might be have sent them?
They seemed like lesser thugs to me, just trying to take an opportune chance at the house that looks disheveled. I don't think they would be
were
able to
part
work.
of a larger organization, weren't they?
Yes, but I don't know that they would have access to this sort of mechanical creature.
No, but if
Also,
they just wanted you dead, they could have just hired assassins.
I don't know if they were assassins. That is the point here. I'm not sure if those lowly dudes, that's not a word you say, whatever, lowly gentlemen, could afford that. This was a professional looking job.
I mean, most people at the top of criminal organizations have a decent amount of money, don't they?
As if it is known here, the top could have certainly brought someone in with a big enough payday. But then I would really have no idea who that person is.
What was that organization that those dudes were part of?
To say the Red Cloaks, but I was very
Is it
unsure
the
of
Red
that.
Hats?
Red Hats, that's right. Are the Red Hats considered more than like a neighborhood a gang of thugs? Are they're more organized? Are they organized throughout the city?
Would I know that, man? Like how prevalent Red Hats are?
You know that in Bethel Hill, they're like the top gang. This doesn't feel like the Red Hats to you. This feels more personal.
I just feel like the Red Hats would do something less elegant in response to our last encounter with him.
It's fair.
I would
To
agree.
react to somebody wants to kill you.
It does present a whole nother type of problem. Sure. Do you think you can get him working again? Maybe ask him some questions.
Well, I could definitely take a look. However, there's no guarantee if I fix it that it won't just try to kill us.
Take out its weapons.
But that's meant to take out its arms.
Oh,
that's
I
not
could
a bad
definitely.
idea.
I would love to do that. I'll pick them up and start
No.
pulling on.
V, wait. We can disassemble this. If it is friendly, we can reattach them afterward.
Oh, you mean like more precisely take off the arm?
Yes, it would be quite the repair if you just tear them off.
Oh, I'll look kind of dejected and put it back down on the table.
I can show you how to use the tools to remove that side.
No, that just doesn't seem as fun.
I'm trying.
Now that Max thinks he has some idea of what caused the explosion, could he figure out how to keep it from happening?
You might be able to. So, go ahead and roll another lore test for me. The target number is going to be 10, and you can do a mechanics test against the same target number if you would like. Durasane.
Keeping in mind that we have momentum. Are these important enough?
I think reprogramming this to like us and to not blow up would definitely be worth some momentum if we want to spend it.
I agree.
These tests aren't to reprogram it yet.
Okay.
But you do have 3 momentum, so you could use them to help yourself.
Arm the bomb, right?
Yeah.
I got
Well, yeah. It's basically to figure out if the bomb is gonna if he's gonna bomb off or not. What'd you get on the lore test?
I rolled a 1 on a d12.
Neither of you are completely sure. Your instincts are telling you, Max, based on what you've read on the runes and how they're connected, and also what you saw in the combat, that the bomb might be like some kind of enchanted contingency trigger. Like there's systems within the construct that allow it to be able to tell when it's going to go down, and then maybe the bomb triggers or something like that.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how to disarm it, but my best guess is that the whatever mechanism causes it to explode is set to go off when the construct is damaged or in danger of becoming non-functioning. So I think we just have to make sure it feels comfortable and non-threatened.
That is definitely our strong suit.
I'm gonna look at Matt. Den's just gonna look at Max with his one eyebrow kind of cocked.
Yeah, don't tear my arms off.
Hey, they already stopped me from doing that, okay?
Before I try and repair anything to try and wake it up, could I remove its weapons?
Yeah, you find that it has short blades that spring from its gauntlets. And then on the bottom of the gauntlets, kind of like in Spider-Man web slinging position, are just like the most advanced grappling hooks you've ever seen. They fold, the clasps fold into the chute, and then when it springs and fires, they spring out to grapple the edges. You're pretty sure that this thing is designed to travel with those even. So this guy is actually maybe even specifically designed to move about and go after people in an urban environment.
Yeah,
so you disarm all those things.
Remove all those, and then
there's tie downs on the table.
Yeah,
because you probably had V tied down.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask V. V, you are far stronger than I am. Would you mind binding it down with the ties?
Sure. I'll go up and tie them very tightly.
Maybe grab an extra chain. I don't know how strong this thing is.
You wrap the chains around the table as well. Jensen helps you kind of hold those down on either side. And okay, so I need a athletics test against a target number of 10 from Jensen and V. I need a mechanics test against a target number of, the highest target. Okay, this is going to be a shared target number, actually. So I need a mechanics test for this. I need a power from Max, because Max is going to probably need to feed some magical energy into these runes to get this guy going again. And then I need 2 athletics tests from the 2 of you to hold down the construct. The highest target number on this shared test is 30.
Do we want to group momentum?
Can we
just a little?
Yeah, how does?
You can lower it if you you know what? I'll say if it's a group test and you use momentum, it lowers it by 6.
Ooh.
Hey.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading for a feature. What are we doing? I'm just making an athletics test, right?
Using
Yes,
a momentum
You guys
pull
are
down that target number of 30 down to
the four of you are rolling against a target number of 30, and you guys use momentum to drop it to 24 because it's a group test.
Okay.
So that's one power test, that's two athletics tests, and one mechanics test. Don't fuck this up because Ant wants to join the campaign.
I got a 15 mechanics.
I got a 14 athletics, so we already...
49, you've already beaten it.
Yep.
I got a 17.
Ant, describe how Cartin roars back to life. The dragon shard heart put back in his chest, weaponless and chained down, with all of his memories.
Okay.
Oh.
The walls are all, and I look around the room. All of dead eyes on the target.
Welcome back.
And I have my brother. Where is he?
A little over there, a little over there.
And a lot at the back at the scene of the explosion.
That too.
Yeah, mostly in that
dead.
house you were standing on.
I assure
He
you.
may
It
be
doesn't appear to have been
dead,
self-inflicted, if that helps.
he may be dead, but the rest of my brothers are not.
Well, that's a nice topic. How many brothers are there?
And I fight cheese to shut down for 10 like I go to sleep or something. In an attempt to not give him any information.
You want to try to go into like a shutdown mode? Okay. He powers off.
It is the same picture.
Can I power him back on?
You can try to force power him back on, but now you're thinking so based upon your mechanics knowledge, you might now be thinking, like maybe I need to open up his head.
Yeah. Or he's just going to do it again.
Perhaps I should just open its head.
I love
When
this idea.
they roll too well. God, guys.
This is going to take a few hours. You're probably going to need one person directly as an assistant, but other people could go to kill time. Well, and also there's servants in the house who have worked as your assistant before, but you probably won't.
At the very least, I'm going to be down here in case it wakes up and tries to go crazy again.
All right.
Well, let's keep it strapped down, and I'll get to work taking apart.
So,
if I need to.
what are your goals for how you want this construct to act when you power it back on again?
I was just trying to get it to turn back on so we could talk to it.
But what I'm saying is, like, you're going to be messing with its head now. So you might be able to, like, with this test, you might be able to do something like try to get it to view you as an ally or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm able to do that, I would like it to treat us as allies.
So as you're messing around in it, you kind of realize that you're probably going to need to, you're like moving the gears around and stuff. You're probably going to need to like actually get into its head magically. So you might need to consult Max.
If Max didn't stay, then I'll send V to find Max while I'm still disassembling smaller pieces.
Would anybody have left?
Max would have asked if Daria had any books on magical runes, and then gone into the secret library to look for some.
So yeah, you're not sure where Max is. He went back up onto the first floor of the house.
Unless you told him exactly where to find some books on runes, then he would have gone there.
If I had any, I would tell him.
You do have some old books with like runes and stuff in them.
Yeah, I would point them out. They'd probably be in the normal library, like family collection.
I'll say at this point, you've learned some more about the runes on the construct. They're definitely of an arcane nature. you've seen some writings on them, but the author is from pretty far off, like a continent southeast of here. This magic, this kind of artifice, is not normal to this area of the world. That's for sure. It's like these things have probably most likely, in your opinion, been made by somebody who migrated here or were migrated here.
Makes sense.
I'll go up and get Max. And Derry
Max
needs
would-
me to.
Yeah, Max would come back down with you and bring a couple of the books with him.
Actually,
he would give V a couple of books to carry.
Yeah, I'll carry all the books.
As this is happening, Jensen, you're up walking through the halls. You went to get some drinks for everybody.
I was also thinking that he might pull the same thing he did in Old Lambeth and maybe find some like dirtier clothes and take up like I'm a drunk that passed out in the street somewhere where I can kind of watch and see if anybody's watching the mansion.
Okay, but you haven't left the mansion yet.
Not yet, but I would like to do that eventually.
So as you're passing through the hall, you see one of the servants. He's an older man. He's been acting as kind of like a secondary to Harold, kind of just doing things around the house when necessary. And he kind of he rubs the side of his head, and you see as he's doing that, you see him tilt his head, and you see two marks, bites on his neck.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like put my hand like slowly down to the scimitar, and I'm gonna like unclip it a little bit and see if it's glowing.
Nope. He does look peakish though, like he might need a couple days off.
Cool. Okay. I will lower my guard slightly and say, gentle sir, have you been working too hard? You look like you could use a pot of tea.
I'd love some. I like fell or something the other night, and I've not been feeling well since, but I thought I was starting to get better until now.
Well, I actually might have something for that. My guild focuses on utilizing some of the things of nature to some beasts of nature to help revitalize the spirit and the body. And I'm gonna take out. I've taken at this point the Harvest Monsters Vampire Blood. So I would have a purified or vial of purified vampire blood that I probably worked on with Dare. Can I like get this guy a drink and empty that into it? You can choose to cure one disease they have contracted. Does it look like it's a disease?
It doesn't. You don't think that he's contracted vampirism. You think he's been fed on though, for sure.
Okay. I'm still going to do that. I think I'm going to say I'll like kind of guide him down to the nearest sitting place, and I'll say, look, the good doctor will not mind if I tend to your needs for a moment. So you just stay right there. I'm going to go get you some tea, and you're going to, just ignore the smell, ignore the taste. I promise it will make you right as rain.
Thank you. And he kind of leans into the little alcove in the hall, and he starts to drink it.
Yeah.
Do you still want to leave? Also, kind of as this interaction ends, and you're starting to head back towards the door, you would see as you look to the side of one of the halls, the door shift in the secret library, and you would see you would see V kind of grabbing Maximilian from the table and leading him back to the lab.
Okay, I would like kind of see that, and I would like turn back to the guy, and I would say, well, now how are we feeling? Can I get you back to your quarters? I'll help you back. I must go see the doctor again, but I want to make sure you're okay.
Sir, I'll be fine. I'll take myself there now. Thank you for your concern, though.
Oh, well, it is my pleasure. A friend of, or I guess a servant of the doctor is a friend of mine.
Thank you. And he heads down the hall.
Okay. I'll kind of like watch him go and make sure he isn't like faking it and like falling over, stumbling or anything like that.
Yeah,
And when he gets out
yeah.
of sight, then I'll turn back to the secret library and go back down.
You bring Maximilian down. Right around the time you guys reach the bottom of the stairs, you see Jensen coming down behind you. By the way, sorry to stop the momentum, but really quick. Immediately, Ant was like, "Isn't that the actor that plays Dean in Supernatural?" And I was like, "Yep, it totally is." He called it like 10 seconds into me and him talking. It was really funny. Anyways,
I mean, I'm
all of you are grouped back in the lab. You now have the rune books.
Max, I believe I need your help for some of these runes in the disassembly. Perhaps some of the tuning of its mental state as well.
Yes, he said something along those lines. Let me see. I've got a couple of books here. V, could you set those down on the table there?
Yeah. I'll go do that.
You line up some of the books and you see him shifting the last of the gears inside of the skull of the construct. And as you line them up, you understand from the books that you should be seeking kind of like a magical, empathetic connection to try to kind of magically realign the orders inside the mind of this construct.
Like an empathetic connection between one of us and the construct?
Yeah, like you. Well, it's gonna have to be you.
Right.
You're gonna have basically you're gonna be using the arcane rune to like go inside of its mind and try to like basically redirect its orders.
Great.
So you will be stepping kind of like mentally into like an astral space when you're doing this. You do know that. So like you're probably not going to be like aware of your surroundings during the procedure. Obviously, that means I'm going to ambush you with like 1,000 enemies. But
God damn.
All right, Ant, get your other 100 character sheets out.
I don't have to be aware of my surroundings to cast teleport as a reaction, right? I can just do that because Max is doing it.
No, you're just gonna have to trust them. I know you don't, but you're gonna have to. So, are you willing to attempt to step into its head?
Let's go.
All right. I'm assuming he said yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. Max would look around and find the comfiest seat in the lab, which probably still isn't that great, but he'd find whatever he could and then get V to drag it over to the wherever the doctor was working on the construct, and then he'd read a few notes he'd taken and nod to himself, and then crack his knuckles and say, "Well, dear doctor, I believe I'm as ready as I'll ever be."
Is there anything I can do to help?
A strong cup of tea when we're done would be nice.
There's also like a trap as you were kind of like messing with the gears, moving them around in the head. There's like a trap door, and that's where the rune is that you're identifying to connect with Max, and you're gonna have to make a mechanics test to like keep that trap door open while he's working.
Gotcha.
So you guys are kind of doing this together. You're performing brain surgery, and he's performing brain surgery. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I need a mechanics test, and I need a power test. Each of you has your own target number for this situation of 15.
Can I momentum that?
Momentum to me.
That's
I'm on me.
There's one more. You want to use it too?
If you think you need it, go for it, man.
Yeah, I probably should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and Roll your tests.
Otherwise, we're going to have to kill Ant's character off in the first session. We'll have to try again.
Oof.
I got 10.
I got a 7.
Thankfully, I have some brothers. I don't. Just immediately a different one.
And I want you to describe how Carton powers on, knowing nothing but its call sign, like a baby being born into the world, knowing only its name.
I've been there.
Yes, he has actually. Crazy enough. Everyone who plays a Starborn has.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me hold off and say this after. Right. So, as his head raises up, his eyes are full saucers of red.
Clockwork. I was on Reaper. Iteration 10.
And his eyes focus down into small pupils. And he looks around the room at all of you.
Well, that was a different response, at least.
And it tells us something. There are at least 10 of them.
Where am I?
You're in the secret lab under the secret library.
That's excellent, V. Why don't you stop talking for a moment, please?
I tug against the restraints. Why am I tied up?
Well, you did just try to kill us.
I don't even know who you are.
Well, that's new. Do you think
What's
we went too
the
far,
last-
Max?
He'll think about it for a moment and he'll say, "What is the last thing you remember?"
What is the last thing I remember, Matt? Nothing?
You just remember that your name. You just remember your call sign.
I remember nothing. I'm not here.
They botched those rolls so hard they lobotomized you.
I used momentum and everything.
You both did.
Do you have a name? Something we might call you?
10.
10.
10. Well, that's simple enough.
Do you know who made you?
No.
Do you know that you are a thing that was made?
No. I'm
I start to now examine my body and jerk up against the restraints again as I realize that I'm metal.
Yes, I feel we went too far, Max. Something we did has reset its mind, it seems.
What did you do to me?
Well, we were trying to avoid you trying to murder the dear doctor again. And in that, at least, it seems we were successful so far.
Well, unless you feel like trying to kill us still, I suppose. If you mean no harm, we can release your restraints.
I have no interest in killing him.
Well, V, Jensen, would you mind? There's no way I'm going to be able to remove your restraints.
We sure that's a good idea.
We dealt with it once already. If it is lying, we can deal with it again.
It'll be easier because it doesn't have its weapon system.
It is also not completely put back together.
All right. I'll start. I'll start removing some of the chains and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you pull the chains off. Do you take the arm restraints off?
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to sit up and move your arms and articulate your hands.
He looks at his hands.
As you're articulating one of those hands, you shift some of your fingers, and a grappling hook just like launches like randomly out of one of your wrists and hits the ceiling.
No, I thought I removed that.
Oh yeah, I apologize. That was removed as well, so that doesn't happen. Would have been cool.
Okay, I try to get up and stand if I can.
As you try to shift on the table, you realize that your legs, like at around the knee area, are not completely connected to your body.
All right, can I rip myself from the table and kind of scurry just?
Yeah, sure. You rip yourself from the table and you start trying to like torso scurry away from them.
Yeah. Real aliens.
I'll go pick him up.
he picks you up from the back.
Chewbacca and C-3PO.
Yeah.
I feel like you are having what is known as an existential crisis. It will pass. Just relax. Focus on something.
I've never wanted to give inspiration so bad.
I'll put him down on the table, and I'll just like pat his head.
Careful, his head is still open.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Perhaps
one of the gears falls out.
Oh, I'll pick it up and just put it back on the table. Need to
I'm
fix it.
falling apart.
In our defense, you did try to kill me, and by extension them.
I'm
And
sorry.
your friend exploded in your face.
Do I have any vague memories of that, at least emotionally?
You get some like flashes of emotion, but no hard memories.
Perhaps, V. dear fellow, it would be best with his current emotional state if we waited before dropping any other traumatic news on him. Yes?
Oh. Okay.
Yes, V, actually, you remember when you first woke up, right? At least a little bit. That is what he seems to be going through right now.
Oh, that sucks.
I think you are uniquely qualified to help him cope with this situation.
That is an excellent point, Doctor. Perhaps I was being a bit too brusque.
I'll try to think back to what helped when I first woke up.
V, my only description of you was a cloaked large figure. Am I able to see any more of him at this point?
Why don't you all kind of describe your characters to him as a little bit, just so he knows? And I'll see if I can get this working. Nope. God damn it. Keep going.
Sure, I'll go. So V is like pretty tall, like 6'6" or so. His body, he's very like thin, but you can tell that everything underneath there is just pure muscle. Like he has no fat or anything. It's very unnatural looking. And he's stitched together. You can see certain parts of his skin are slightly different shades than other parts of his skin. And then my eyes are constantly shifting colors. They look like just cataracts and just shifting colors all around instead of white.
Did they do this to you too?
Kind of, I guess. It was only him, and I'll point to Dari.
That's the same person that powered me on, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, so he retreats closer to you, away from Dari.
No, he's really good.
I did not make you.
Then who did?
You kind of attacked us, and then you got injured, and we brought you back here to repair you and see what was going on. And you kept trying to kill us, so they tried to, I think, make you nicer.
I have no memory of any of that.
Maybe that's a good thing.
It was not my intention. My intention was to make you not hostile towards us.
You've been successful in that.
Nonetheless, I am sorry I removed, or we removed your memories.
Can you help
Yes,
me
that was not an
find
intended
some
effect.
of this?
Well, I have
If you're
good news in that
anything
department.
like me, you'll just get some voices in your head, and they will tell you all about their lives, and you'll get some new memories that way.
V, I'm not quite sure this is the same sort of situation.
Oh, well, you said that what helped me, so that was one of them.
Your input is invaluable. Now, I do have some good news in the memories department. In fact, you are making new memories as we speak. So all we've got to do is carry on this course, and eventually you'll have loads of memories to which I'm sure none of your old ones will ever compare.
Thanks.
Your old life did seem kind of dark, and that's, coming from a dead person, so.
If it comes to it, we would be willing to help you. We just want to understand you just like you want to understand what's going on yourself. And you would see, basically what my picture looks like that I posted in the chat. I'm a portly, big dude, probably about 6 foot, and I'm kind of running my fingers through a, weirdly blue beard. It doesn't fit any of the rest of me, except for my aesthetic. Obviously, big cloak on, got a little hat on, and there's a lot of chain aesthetic to me.
He's got that chain aesthetic.
He was that guy who put paper clips together on his wallet.
In fact, while I'm talking to you, I'm probably rolling up. Where you roll it up on your arm, roll up some of the chains, and put them back up over my shoulder. Well, we should probably give you, if we want you to stay friendly with us, we should probably tell you our names. I'm Jensen Sharp. You can call me Jensen.
I'm V.
I am Darcy Newald. You are, in fact, in my manor's basement.
When he says his name, does there any change in 10 at all?
Not that you notice. 10, you don't recognize it.
Well, I would say it's nice to meet you all. What?
Actually, you go.
And I am Maximilian Copernicus de Lavore. Normally, I would say you've probably heard of me, but I know this is a rare exception to that.
It's okay. I hadn't heard of him either.
It's while we go through introductions. If you will just sit still, I will try to reconnect your legs, and you can walk around.
I'll go put him back on the table.
You start reconnecting his legs as you guys are talking.
I know you don't remember, but you did call our good doctor here a target when you came at us. Which is why we, unfortunately, had to use some force to bring you in. But hopefully you don't seem to think that anymore, so we have no reason to be hostile to you.
Thank you. My only memory right now is of you all and me.
It took me like a year to meet this many people. You're on the fast track. And that's including the ones that were in my head.
Sounds like we both have had some people in our head.
Yes, again, apologies about that. But on a more practical note, do you or are you aware whether you require any sort of sustenance or charging or an energy consumption of some kind?
Did I partial charge when I went offline prior to them going into my head?
Sure.
No, I am fully charged.
Being fully charged implies you can be uncharged. Is there a
Yes,
port,
as far as I know. No, I sleep, if you will.
You are self-charging?
Correct.
I see.
Intriguing. That dragon shard is even more efficient than I thought.
Max and both of you are feeling like it probably has to do with that casing that's around it and how it connects into the different. It's not really wires, but like strands of metal and stuff that are in all the joints.
Hopefully they didn't give you any sleep problems like they did me. I can't ever sleep for more than an hour.
I'm sorry to do that.
Well, we don't know if he has sleep problems or not, do we, V?
We'll find out tonight.
And that should about do it, if you want to give your legs a test.
He stands up, kind of being a giraffe, and moves them around. Feels unnatural, considering he's primarily movement is using grappling or something, but he's wearing sticky.
You do feel like something's missing, instinctually.
I look down at my wrists and notice that my blade is missing. And though I don't remember it, I know that there's something there, kind of like a phantom limb.
Is there anything else that you removed?
I removed your weapons. I did not know if you would try to, kill me again when you woke up.
He runs one hand across the empty port on his wrist.
Here.
A nasty blade in there, if I do say so.
What was here?
He's touching the empty location for the grappling launcher that was removed.
That was this. I'll just hold up basically the kit that would install for the grappling.
He reaches
Sort
out
of
for it.
grappling device. You can have this one. I'm sorry, but I'm not entirely comfortable with you having the blade back. Not yet. But I'll hold the grappling box over to you.
Thank you. He takes the grappling launcher and puts it back into
Position on his wrist. Moves it around a little bit as the directional point to it. tracks around the room, and then he sits back down and looks at the rest of you.
If you that feels better.
Well, shall we all move this upstairs and get somewhat more comfortable? At least as comfortable as we can get. He'll say, looking at 10.
Well, we could, and I'll just eye all the pieces of 10 that are still on the table, not put back on yet.
Well,
We could, but some of these might be important to stability.
Yes,
I'm
I
not
suppose that might be the
entirely
case.
sure. I should at least put some of these back in.
If he slips a little bit, I think you might be right.
I'll start reassembling as best I can.
You can give them things to look at while you do that if you want.
Let me drop some stuff and stuff. The springs.
No, I'm not talking to you. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
on the table. You're getting repaired.
Things to show him.
While I'm doing that, I have made each of you a little invention of my own. I kick a box out from under one of the tables. It's a pretty big box. It'd be like about the size of my torso, and like a foot wide or so. And I pull out first, looks like a piece of clothing. And I'll look to you, Max. I'll hold it down, and it looks like a very fancy suit vest that you'd wear under your coat. This actually has twig pockets to it. If you put something in, say, this pocket up front, I'll put it in like the top left pocket. You can pull it after a series of maneuvers from any other pocket, and I'll take it out of the bottom right pocket. You can fit quite a few things in here. And I know you do.
Max. I'm sorry.
I know you do various spells and things. Perhaps keep your components easy at hand, or hide things from others who are digging through your pockets.
Max will grin and say, "Well, aren't you the clever one, Doctor? Wherever did you learn to do something like this?"
Just tinkering around. I thought it might be up your alley.
Max will take it and start playing around with the pockets a bit. And he'll say, "The best magic in my experience is always the most simple." And he'll sort of pop something in one pocket, take it out of another one, and then he'll pop it in that pocket, but have palmed it, so when he pulls at the other pocket, there's nothing, and then he'll open his first hand and it's there again, and he'll grin at you. "Thank you, Doctor. This is a most kind gift."
I'm glad you like it. And V, I have something for you as well. It's not something you will use all the time, but I've seen how you have taken yourself into when we need to defend ourselves, how you fight, and I feel like this might help. And I take out two, like almost, not quite, but almost comically large boxing gloves, and set them on the table for you. These, and I'll put one on and aim away from everyone, just like up towards the ceiling, hitting a proper lever, and the glove will shoot up off a spring.
Fuck yes.
You can attack things from a distance if you need to.
That's awesome.
This is what we needed. We needed a V to have Acme Looney Tunes gloves.
Fuck yes. These are the greatest things ever.
There's also the more powerful thing.
a dire situation, you can fully release it. It will shoot farther, but I will have to take time to repair it afterwards.
Oh, so I can like shoot this thing.
If necessary, it will be quite a difficult fix. I don't know it will break when it launches off, but it is there.
You can actually spin the deed to launch both if you want. So technically, you can
did
get
read
2
that.
Okay, just making sure.
And for you, Jensen, I hope this fits. It is slightly adjustable, but I pull out, looks like a scabbard for your sword.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I noticed that you need to draw your sword every so often to inspect for what your blade looks like. There is a small window on the side. You can do so without having to draw the sword at all.
Oh, well, now that is handy.
And additionally, I've also embedded some whetstones into, I guess you would call it the hilt of the scabbard. It will keep your blade sharpened and honed every time you stow or draw it.
Within the scabbard. Now, that is something I've never seen. Wow. And I immediately start taking off the belt that has, the part of my belt that has my scabbard on it, and like, put that, just like let it drop to the ground and like, take it in both hands and look it over.
Jensen, when you do like a practice sheath and then you pull it, every time you're pulling it, you hear that like classic like shing, and it's because it's like sharpening the blade every time it draws.
Say, oh, I could get used to this. Yeah, and I'll tie it around my waist and say, well, thank you. This was not necessary, but I appreciate it.
I had some downtime.
This is amazing.
V's over in a corner, just springing the gloves out back and forth.
There's like an old suit of, there's like an old partial suit of armor, and you're like using it for target practice, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get to fixing Tenet as best I
Okay.
can.
And as everyone looks over their new goodies made by their ally, and we start fixing up 10, we are going to pass a couple days' time, and we're going to take our 15-minute break. Try to get back. Getting back in. It's been a couple days. A couple long rest health rolls could be attempted by anybody that needs them.
I roll for how many failed long rests I've had.
Well, it's going to be 2 days no matter what, because doesn't it always give you one at some point?
Every 3 days.
Yeah, so, but you can roll to see if you got an especially good short rest or long rest and get some health wounds removed and stuff.
The efficient.
I'm back to full health,
Nice.
but I can technically get above full health if I roll a 6, I think it is.
By the end of these 2 days,
Resting nearly gets an extra wound threshold.
we'll say that when you get, because of his battery.
Fancy battery.
Oh yeah, if I roll a 6,
We need to remember to describe that battery more often, because I don't know.
If I roll a
It's
6,
cool.
I can increase my wound threshold by an amount equal to my bronze, so I can technically increase my wound threshold. No, I didn't.
Well, if you get your long rest before you leave in the house, you always have an extra wound threshold from his battery. I'll say that everyone that sleeps in the house gets that benefit.
Oh, it's 1 wound threshold.
Yeah. 2, either health. Or sanity.
You can choose
one or the other.
health or sanity.
My sanity's great. What are you talking about?
It's like 1.
2.
Don't you already have the insane like character flaw too? So that means that means that if you die v sanity during this campaign, I just get to take your character sheet.
Yep. I'm imagining Damien will, take hold.
Yeah, it's almost like I thought about it.
Yeah.
We've been. You gave me so many juicy things in the brainstorming. I don't know what you were thinking. Anyways,
Hey, I don't know why people trust me to make characters anymore. This is the second one that's tried to kill everybody.
obviously, we know that the good doctor was pretty hard at work over those 2 days, and our new party member was having to lay in a chair for a long time while things were fixed. But what was everyone else doing during those 2 days? Anything that anyone would like to highlight? Any of you could highlight anything, or jump into any scenes you would like.
Max would be doing.
Go ahead.
Max would be doing research to try to figure out if there's any way to recover Ten's memories.
Okay, make a lore test for me, James. What were you gonna do? Oh, that was a bad time to ask him because he just had to go deal with a dog or something. Somebody else. V, what are you doing? You practicing reading books?
Yeah, probably. I'd probably try and read some books on magic. Chemomancy, if we have any. And try and pick why am I drawing a blank on my own alternate personality character's name? Gladys's. Pick Gladys's brain about the stuff I'm reading.
He doesn't really have a lot of books about mythos. That might be something that you want to return to the Museum of Mythos to ask about.
I'll do that over the next couple of days then.
Well, I think that's something that you should bring up the whole party doing as a venture next time you guys go out.
Okay.
So everyone can be there. But you know that you want to do that, and you are kind of checking out the rune books that Max had. You're finding a lot of history books, and you are picking Gladys's a little bit, having conversations with her. And she has told you some things. She's expressed to you that further study can open you up to powers that you could not possibly imagine.
Like what? Could I make a blood bullet?
Well, not exactly, but possibly. But you could greatly increase your strength. You could... Everything that you excel at, you could enhance.
I've tapped into that increasing strength thing a little bit.
Yes, but I want you to unleash your power on your enemies.
I feel like I already do that.
In ways that you... I can't describe it. You need to experience it. Try it for yourself.
Okay. I'll try experimenting more with the magic stuff.
All the answers lie in your blood.
Do I even have blood? I can take off all of my limbs and be totally fine.
Yes. Your physical situation is unique, but the blood still flows. You just seem to have an improved control of it, allowing you to benefit in both your being, unnatural as it is, and your potential in hemomancy, given to you, of course, by me.
That other guy might have some too. They said I did some pretty fucked up shit.
As she says that, your body randomly curtsies, and then you just kind of stand back up straight and you feel like you have control again.
Man, I'm fancy.
Yes, darling, you are. Now get to work.
Okay, I'll go back to reading.
Anybody else?
I'm sorry, I had to step away when you said
Oh, yeah.
something you were about to tell me to do something.
Oh, wait. I'm going to ask you what you're doing over the 2 days, but first, good doctor, continue.
One, on any free time I had over the first day of fixing, I would have asked one of the household staff to go out and buy a large cloak that would fit Ten's dimensions with a hood on it, so he could at least somewhat blend in the city. If
you could probably fit like human clothes to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then
he's like pretty humanoid. He's just like a clockwork humanoid shape.
Get like
I'm pretty small compared to 5. He's smaller framed. He's probably around 5'10" at max. So he would fit into normal human clothes, and he's very slender.
Yeah, I would just have them grab stuff for him to fit in then, like any clothes we have, if they need to, like get a bigger cloak that he could like hide most of himself under when needed.
Yeah, they'll get to work on that.
But and then, do I have a clinic in town?
Yeah, you probably do. You probably have a practice office. Yeah.
I would also stop by there that first night, and ask them to, like any of the assistants, since I gotta work on him, any of them to fill up my fancy vials with a few draws of blood.
Yeah, we'll get right on that, Doctor.
To them, it's for testing. For me, it's not.
Wow.
He's testing.
I'm testing.
Testing
the flavor.
I was totally about to say that. Carton, you know how to analyze like an average human, and you can tell that the stitched together undead one is not the only one who is not your average human.
I was going to ask if
the doctor is pretty pale at this point, sunken eyes at this point. Also, you have definitely noticed that he seems to always be working on you like at night. Generally during the days when he takes his break. You don't understand what a vampire is, but you can tell that his schedule is off from the natural schedule of everybody else.
Can I see in any additional like visual spectrums, or am I just
not currently? I don't believe, unless you've taken a feature that does that.
I haven't.
Interestingly enough, mechanically, I was actually just working on a new invention that is for creating like a construct servant, and instead one of the things you can do in it is, instead of creating a construct, you can name a player character the construct if their type is construct, and then you can do the upgrades with your points, but instead of affecting an NPC, they affect a player, right? So you're basically buffing another player by spending your points. And just completely randomly, when I reached out to Ant like 2 weeks ago, he was like, "Oh yeah, I really want to make like this like marionette construct character," and I was like, "Oh, well, that's perfect." So
yeah, the name Cart 10 is based on Carlo Capoli, which is the author of Pinocchio. So that's why
that's really cool.
So I inadvertently gave Matt 9 other variants of myself to use against him. But
against all of you, yes.
Well, only 8 now.
Yeah, only 8 now.
Exactly. Rest in peace, 5.
Anyways, they can also get the practice like working a little bit again if you want to try to start accruing some passive income. Like, you're the only clinic in Bethel Hill. Everyone else probably goes to barber shops at this time period.
The barber surgeons.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dungeon.
So, like, you probably would get, like, the majority of the jobs if you had, like, a couple other trained doctors, like apprentices or something, the people that you're training working there. At this time period, you can, like, have, like, the assistants basically act like doctors, because they're probably more experienced than the other option.
Yeah, I'll have that, like, starting up again.
All right, Jensen. What would you like to do over the 2 days?
A couple things.
froze again.
Things.
Timing-
I was trying
timing's
to build
going
up, maybe like.
You're good.
What?
You're good now. You're good
Oh.
now. You froze.
Oh,
You've been
yeah.
like randomly having like 3-second
I
lags.
don't
worry
know
about it.
what's
Just
going
keep
on
rolling. Just keep
Um,
rolling. We're having fun.
Yeah, I would definitely be utilizing the time to with the doctor to do a few more vials of purified blood through my harvest monsters. You said you're taking samples, right? Could we have arranged between Jensen and the doctor that one or two of those vials, like I could take to purify? Because you're the only vampire blood I have access to.
Well, you can take my blood. The samples,
Yeah.
the samples I'm getting
Oh.
are from humans, so I can drink it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would ask you. Yes, I would ask you to be able to do that and then that's when I would bring up the guy that I fed the first purified vial to, and say, and at some point be like,
Do you approach him when he's alone?
Yeah, I would. I would know. Maybe after like the first day, I would know.
Let me set this scene really quick. You come
Yeah.
down to the laboratory. You knew he was by himself. Cartin is currently on the table, but he's offline.
Okay.
So you're like approaching him, and you guys are talking over him. But he was doing some like repairs, finishing up some last repairs before turning him back on again.
Sure. Okay. I'll say, oh, my good doctor, am I disturbing you? I'd hope to catch you on your break.
You are fine. I can get back to it in a few minutes.
Great. So I actually ended up using that vial of purified blood that I got from you when we first came in, first couple days, on one of your servants, the one that helps out Harald a lot. He was wandering around upstairs a couple days ago, looking mighty meek, not quite himself, and I saw that there was a couple bite marks. So I figured, I don't mean anything by it, but I figured that maybe the purified blood would help give him some energy back, some color back, as it were. It didn't look like to me that he was, succumbed to any kind of vampirism, but I don't want to be rude, but how are you feeling? That seems odd that there were marks on his neck.
I assume I would know if I fed on him. Are you implying, Matt, that I fed on him? Or would I know about this?
You're unsure about this. There was that initial incident that happened when you first arrived. You don't remember any incident with this guy.
Unless my memory is escaping me, I did not feed on him.
You did not.
No. That would
Maybe
mean there's
us-
another one around, or I am losing myself.
I'm gonna kind of stroke my beard and say, well, I really hope you're not losing yourself. That's a road that we really don't want to traverse on right now, I think.
No,
Regardless-
I've been feeding by. I have reopened my practice, and I am taking. Gareth had 3 enchanted vials that would keep blood fresh, enough to sate me for a day. I have been taking blood samples from patients and preserving it in these vials.
Well, all right. That's a much better way. That's great to hear. First of all, second of all, that part is great, but it is a little concerning that we don't know.
Perhaps
I guess
you should
I will.
keep an eye on me in case it is me losing myself. If it is
That
not
is
me, we need to find out where this other vampire is.
That would be my point behind telling you this. I really didn't want to believe that you were feeling like that. I would not. I would assume. I just know you better than that, I think. Yes, I can keep a better hold, but I also didn't want to do it in like a disrespectful way. Doctor, we've been working together for a minute now. I just want to make sure that was okay with you. That I kind of kept an eye on you more than.
Please
normal.
do. I don't want to harm anyone.
Great. What I did. He did seem to get a little bit brighter. Did give him a little more color. I was planning on checking back with him today. It's been about 36 to 40 hours since I gave it to him. Just to check, but maybe I'll talk to him. Or maybe do you want to talk to him with me? Maybe if he knows something about what could have happened, if he was attacked and he hasn't said anything. Just
well, I'm not an expert on magic by any means, but I have acquired powers myself that could be, if there's another, they have powers to make him forget.
I think we could probably figure out if someone was hiding his memories from him, though, right? Maybe between you and Maximilian.
Max would be a far better choice as far as magic is concerned.
Maybe I'll call him down here when we're having it. Maybe I'll go talk to him and see if he can come down at a certain time and talk to maybe all three of us together, just to see if anything was going on.
That would be a good idea.
All right. Yes, like I said, I would like to extract a little bit more of your blood to work on this while we are here at your manor, if that's all right with you. It seems to be working wonders. I'm glad that what I was taught and what I was reading in my lodge recently has come to maybe help us a little bit.
Yes, of course. Let me draw a sample for you.
Maybe just one or two at most right now. I don't want to have too much on it. I can't imagine it stays very fresh in one of my vials. Well, thank you.
As I'm preparing a syringe to get some blood out, all doctor-like. What was the name of the servant you said?
You didn't get one from him. You had seen him around a couple other times. It was usually during the day. He's an older human. He's fairly tall and slender. He's got long, greasy white hair. And he's got a scar that runs out of the bottom of his eye.
Well, God damn it, I don't think I even asked. I was much more concerned about making sure he didn't fall over where he was standing. He was very tall. I could describe him, but he did have one very discernible feature that probably no one else in the house has. A scar going right down from the bottom of his eye, almost down towards his lip.
No one who works for me has a scar. Not like that, at least. You say you found this person in the house.
I did. That
we need
is
to find
most
this person.
That is most concerning. Shit. Yeah. I'm like, stop what you're doing. We need to go.
This person, if they're still in the house, they've been in the house for like a couple days.
Fuck. I'm gonna pull my sword, or I'm gonna open the little window on my new scabbard. And because he's designated as a friend, so I won't be.
Yeah.
Is it glowing right now?
No, and you checked it when you were by this guy, and it wasn't glowing.
Did. Oh shit! I'm gonna tell him actually. I'll say, well, wait a minute. I checked because he did seem very pale. I checked, and my sword was not lighting up in alert to anything undead like it might for other vampires.
Jensen, remember I told you that you usually remembered seeing him moving around the house during the day.
Yeah, okay, sure. And he doesn't have the same new schedule that you seem to be keeping.
That would explain why I've not seen him.
Yes, that's true. I guess none of the rest of us know your servants like you do. Breach of security on my part. I'm sorry. I should have been more paying attention. We must train this person, though, I think.
He hasn't really had time to even introduce you to all the staff members yet.
But you say there was a bite on the neck.
There was very clearly. Now I know I wasn't seeing things. If there's some funny business going on, there was two very distinct marks on his neck.
Well, if he's moving during the day, unlikely to be a vampire himself. But I have done a little bit of research since I've gotten here, and And from what my maker had said about when I was dying, almost possessing someone, creating them as somewhat of a slave to your blood is something that can happen. It's not out of the question there's another vampire around controlling this person.
Oh. Oh, that is even more concerning. This gets worse and worse, I have to say. We should move quickly. In fact, I think I'm also going to go find, keep track of our little group. I'm going to go find Max and V.
Just find everyone, bring them to the front of the house. I will collect the servants so we all know who works here.
Good, very good, very good. Yes. And I will go.
He rushes off. We're gonna hold frame on you. What do you do next?
I would also.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would also interrupt any repairs that were going on and boot up our new friend.
There's just one last piece you got to put in. He's ready to go.
Oh, well then I would finish that really fast.
You boot up your new friend. He is now fully intact. Did you give him his other grappling launcher?
Yes.
He has everything but his blades currently.
Yeah, I left the blades out still, but everything else is intact. Welcome back. How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. I appreciate you repairing my legs.
No problem. Also, I finished putting everything back together. You should be more stable.
How long have I been offline?
It has been about a day and a half. It's a bit more complex than I was anticipating.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Well, there is one last thing to put back in, but there's a pressing matter at the moment, and it is your blades. I don't think you pose us harm, but I do want you to meet everyone who works in the manor. We've had a bit of an incident, and it would make sense for everyone to meet everyone.
Understood. Anything I can assist with?
Right now, just follow me and tell me if everything feels right. We can fine-tune it if it's not.
Will do.
The two of you head upstairs. As you reach the main level, you come out of the secret library into the grand library, and you head through the billiards room, and you see standing in the grand hall, there is the rest of the party, plus the house's 5 servants. Hannah Hart, who's the maid and butler for the manor, she's around his age. She looks, though, young for their age, with long brown hair, and she has kind of shared facial features from Karsten, the man who acts as kind of the chef of the house, and Annette, who's the other maid who kind of was taking care of your rooms and stuff. And then also standing there is Harold, his normal hunchbacked, his ill-fitting suit that's kind of slowly withered with time, and who's kind of the head butler of the house. And then Glenn Reeves, who's the middle-aged, bushy-mustached transport driver, the carriage driver, are all standing there. And Harold turns and he, "My lord, everyone is here and accounted for."
Thank you. I just quickly gathered everyone together, so everyone who is staying here, and I wanted you all to meet my staff, because it came to my attention that Jensen met someone wandering through the house who is not staff, but posed as staff. And I'll give the description, or pass it off to Jensen to give the description.
Yeah, I'll give that description.
V, Max, you also randomly saw this person. V, you saw him at one point heading out the back door with what looked like a basket with some things to throw out. And Max, one of the times you walked from out of the billiards room and across the grand hall, he had caught the corner of your eye. He looked like he was polishing the fireplace.
How long ago did I see him?
It was like a couple days ago.
Same for me, a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him like what? Like yesterday, right?
You saw him like yesterday.
Okay.
So he's moved in and out of the house a couple times.
I saw somebody like that taking out the trash a couple of days ago.
Indeed,
So
and
they
I
cannot
saw a
work.
man matching this description polishing the fireplace. About the same time.
Well, if anyone sees him again, he does not work here. We need to figure out who he is.
Knock him out.
And maybe not alert him that we're on to him. Maybe if one of you sees him, and I'll look at the servants, come find the good doctor, or maybe one of us.
They're kind of looking at each other confused, and Hannah looks back at all of you. Yes, I didn't notice anybody moving through the house. And the rest of them also kind of ring that off. Annette in her terse tone, and then Karsten kind of shaking his head and laughing. Perhaps you were all on the same thing.
Well, I'm just bringing it to everyone's attention. All of us here, are the only ones allowed on the premises. In addition, I'd be addressing the staff.
Yep.
This is, we're calling him 10.
That seems a bit inhumane. Just a
As
number.
you can see, it's not human. That is what he called himself.
They start to look closer through that clothes that they had gotten for him that you put on him. And they're all looking pretty puzzled once they realize that he's got these whirring gears in his cheeks.
But this is also a guest of the house.
What does he like to eat?
I don't think it will be requiring your services.
Well, you're missing out there, friend of the house. Guest of the house. I'm going back to the kitchen. Karsten waddles off.
I'll whisper to 10, you're not really missing that much. He never uses enough chili powder.
I heard that!
Just some constructive feedback.
You're the weird one, not us!
Constructive feedback. I see what you did there.
I expect that from Jesse, but not from you, James. Well, your new friend is repair. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go.
Also, with this in mind, we've had an attack, and apparently someone's walking around the house. I am going to be hiring a security team, just to keep track of everything a little bit better.
Chris, are you buying a feature?
Headquarters improvement security team.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Nice.
So as soon as we have them hired on and shown around the house, I will have them introduced to everyone so we continue to all know who belongs here or not.
I apologize for not doing enough diligence on this fella that I interact with.
It is not your fault. You did not know. But now we do. We can keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, and I will also relay the information about that he's around during the day, that he didn't proc my sword, all that stuff. I'll relay to everybody who knows what that means.
Would a ghost make your sword glow?
Are ghosts considered monstrosities? Is that
No,
considered undead?
but they're considered undead.
And undead are. So I would say, well, I think so. A ghost is undead. Now it's not the same as, the walking dead, but it is
Roll
it
credits.
is dead nonetheless. He said it.
I guess that eliminates that being one of the spirits that's haunting him.
Yeah, the only ones that do not proc my sword are the two of you. He gestures at the two of you. I'll look at Carton and I'll say, fill you in, newest friend. I am what they would call a monster hunter. I am very good at tracking down and taking care of things like werewolves and undead and the like.
I hit things really hard. And hold them in place.
I think it would be beneficial to know what 10 can do.
Does he know what he can do?
Do you know what you can do, 10?
No, not really.
You guys are gonna have to figure out how to, get him to figure out how to know what he can do because you lobotomized him.
You don't have to
I've
keep
got a
me in
great
the dark with
idea.
that.
It is like V.
I got a great idea. Give him back his daggers, and then I'll fight him.
But
I don't want to fight Deke.
it should be spying, not trying to actually hurt each other. But get used to movements, figure out what feels right for you.
I bet your instincts will kick in, and you'll remember stuff. At least fighting stuff, which, let's be honest, that's the most important thing anyway.
Well, just like the makeup of this team, it takes takes fighters, but it also takes thinkers too. You know this.
Would I be able to make a quick wrapping so it's over his blades so they don't actually stab or slash anybody for practice?
You want to put
Sure.
some blunt tips on him?
Yeah.
You wanna set him up so he can spar with somebody?
Yeah, so he doesn't
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
accidentally cut someone's head off.
I mean,
While they're doing this, Max would go inspect the fireplace.
Okay. What are you looking for?
He's trying to figure out if the guy was literally just polishing the fireplace or if there's actually something he was hiding here or something along those lines.
Go ahead and make a
and
study
use the
test.
dragon.
Okay.
Use the dragon shard just in case there's anything magical.
You do. You find a point. A magical rune. It only picks up and glows through the dragon shard, though, and it has been enchanted on the surface along the top of the fireplace.
Do you still want me to make a study test?
No, you don't need to. The dragon shard did it for you.
Cool. Thanks, dragon shard.
You're welcome, buddy.
Max would then start using magical sight to try to inspect it and figure out what it does. He'd alert everyone else, assuming they're still in the room.
It's arcane. You think it might surveil. You're not sure how, though.
Fascinating. Doctor, it seems as if someone has become very interested in your conversations.
Is that so? some sort of listening spell or whatever you call them?
Listening or watching, or a combination of the two.
Would you be able to remove it?
I don't expect that would be any issue.
You should probably
Max will
sweep
pull out
the
his-
rest of the house too and make sure there aren't any more.
Yes, that would be
I will
get-
an excellent idea.
I will
wouldn't
get
know
about
what to
that
look for.
post haste. Max will begin.
I'll accompany you, Max, just in case.
Max will begin flipping through his pocketbook and then use interrupt to dispel the
What
listening enchantment.
strength are you casting at?
Let's see. So for dispelling, I need to roll, right? And I just increase my roll.
I think it
Sorry,
auto. I
increase
think
the
it.
strength?
I think it auto cancels if it's the same strength or lower.
It doesn't say that for the dispel part of the effect, just for
Just for the interrupt. I
Get
think. I think you need to highlight that and leave me a note to fix that.
okay.
So if you
So
cast it at
Jesus
one,
made
it's
for
two. If you cast it at one, if you cast it at two, then you will you would auto cancel it if it was a 2 or a 1.
Okay. Yeah, Max will just cast it at 2.
Breaks it.
Cool.
You want to start scoping the house with Jensen?
Yeah, Max will go with Jensen to start making a sweep.
Jensen kind of guides you into the connecting hall first because he saw the guy over there.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing?
Oh yeah, and he'll anywhere V saw him, he'd sweep first too.
Heading out the back door.
Yep, heading out the back door in the kitchen.
My smoke bombs.
Yeah, you have 2 smoke pellets left.
I'll approach the doctor with one of them.
I would also
Lost it.
send Hannah with them so she could like point out every single detail in the house in case they were,
Okay.
just so they don't miss any rooms or anything.
Jesse, I'm going to drop
Right.
a smoke. Sorry, go.
I want to give a smoke bomb to the doctor and say, Doctor, do you know what this is?
Go to the top.
I reach over and hand you one of my smoke bombs.
Huh. Would I recognize it from the fight?
Yep.
Well, I don't know exactly what it is, but it when we had fought, and you don't remember this, but you threw one down and it created a cloud of smoke for you to escape in, at least momentarily.
I did have a strong desire to use it. Maybe you could reproduce it?
Well, I could certainly take a look and see if it's something I could make. Why don't you accompany me down to the lab? I'll get your blades reinstalled and I'll take a look at this.
I'm heading down with him because I'm going to spar with him after
Dope.
the blades get reinstalled. See if he can't remember how to move.
All right. All right. Well, review your abilities because that does mean I'm making you guys fight each other one-on-one, and I'll pull your punches match. The rest of you, it takes a while to sweep the house. About the amount of time it takes him to refix the blades and then blunt them. You do find another rune that you have to break. So you better be keeping track of your spells. You find one by the back door in the kitchen. You find one in the hall. You also find one in the large connecting rooms on each of the next 2 levels. And you find one in the library, and you find one in the billiards room. You don't find any in the secret library.
Okay, hang on. How many do I find total?
Well, like 5 more, basically, or 6 more. I'm just here to drain you.
He's the vampire, not the doctor.
I'm an emotional vampire.
Oh no, that's worse.
Or a psychic vampire, is that what they're called?
Yeah, it's like
That's worse. That's worse.
That last time you're breaking the spell, you're standing with Jinsen and the maid on the 3rd level. Go ahead and roll a Constitution test for me against a target number of 8.
I can technically hit that.
Do we have momentum? Or do we use the last one?
I got a 3.
I gave you guys one back after a while, so you could have one. Sometimes I do that if it's weighted towards one side. You got a 3. Could you describe for Jensen? And actually, I'm going to put Carton in this scene. He's just kind of walking through this door because he offered to carry something out, and he's catching the two of you. His blades are blunted. They were kind of waiting for everyone to come back for this sparring match. You were doing some last-minute adjustments to the gloves that you had just gotten him. And Carton, you also observed this. I want you to describe, Jesse, kind of like as you start to feel very ill and shaky on your feet, kind of like what that looks like for the two of them. And the maid who's also there watching.
So you notice as you're going through the house with Max, and he's finding and dispelling all of these runes, he's starting to sort of lean more heavily on his cane, and hunch over a little more. And on the second to last one, he's seeming notably less enthusiastic. Usually when he's casting, even if he's not intentionally performing, there's a little bit of, there's some sparks and there's some showiness to it that he just, kind of does instinctually. But the second to last one, he just sort of mutters the words and waves his cane and coughs a bit afterwards. And the sparks and things are a little more muted, and even they seem to have lost some of their sheen. And then by the last one, he sees it through the dragon shard, and he sighs in a sort of exasperated manner, and pulls out his pocketbook, and his hand is shaking a bit, and he sort of stutters his way through the words and has to try it a couple of times before he gets it, and then he just sort of leans against a wall and slides down to the ground and pulls out a handkerchief as he has another coughing fit, and you catch some specks of blood on the handkerchief before he quickly puts it away again.
Can I instinctually grapple over to try and catch him before he falls?
Sure.
All right.
The grapples pull you over, and you kind of catch him as he's falling into the door a little bit.
Oh, well, shit. Okay.
Sir, are you alright?
Much appreciated, good fellow. Yes, I'll be just fine. Some tea and a bit of rest, and I'll be just like.
He puts your arm
like,
over his shoulder and tries to bring you over to a chair.
Yeah, and when he gets you in a chair, I will get down on go on down on one knee and kind of look you in the eyes and say, "There's something else. This scene, I've never seen you like this. What are you not telling me, us?"
It's quite all right. Nothing to concern yourself with, gentle chap. It's just I'm not quite used to disrupting this much magic in one day. You understand? Takes a lot out of me. I'll get a good night's sleep, and I'll be bright as rain. You'll see.
Well, all right. You did work very hard today. I guess I've never seen you work technically that hard in such a small amount of time before. But really, and I don't mean to be mean about this, but that was the least performative, the least exciting way I've ever seen you manipulate magic. This last one.
As you're sort of leaning over him with concern, he'll say, he'll look up at you and start to say something, and then he'll sort of squint at one side of your head, and then he'll reach up and pluck a coin from behind your ear and say, "Well, Mr. Jensen, why were you keeping this back here all this time? We could have bought another round of drinks." And then he'll hand it to you and start pushing himself up.
All right. At that, I'll kind of like a smile will force itself across my face, whether I want it to or not, and I'll say, "I do love your shows, my friend." And I'll offer to like get you up and say, "Let's go get you a huge plate of food and a piping hot cup of tea."
Yes, I think that would be for the best.
Can I, like, as I'm trying to help him up, can I, like, look him over, like, there's parts of the skin that I can see? Is there anything, like, physically different about him?
It's... You feel like his skin may look a little more... he definitely looks pale. His skin looks almost a little more translucent, like an older, like frail person, in a sense.
Okay.
And he's got sort of his face looks haggard. He's got it's sunken a little bit more than usual, and he's got sort of bags under his eyes as if he hadn't slept well in several days. But you hadn't noticed that before any of this happened.
Okay. Interesting. I'll clock all those changes and not say anything at the moment. I'll help you up, and I'll say, "Well, I'm gonna have to hire a whole other security team for this here headquarters if I'm supposed to keep track of each one of you individually all the time. I'm already looking after the good doctor a little bit more to make sure nothing, comes of his new begotten illness. But I'll be observing you a little bit closer, Reese, for the time being."
Well, with any luck, the doctor's new security team will make certain no one has the opportunity to place surveillance spells around the place again. That should certainly help.
Maybe I should learn how to put up those surveillance spells myself to help myself. And he'll kind of chuckle, big belly laugh, try to lighten the mood.
Just warn me in advance if you're going to do so, Jensen. I don't want to have to go through all this again by mistake.
Right. All right. Yeah, we'll have you down to somewhere at the kitchens. Not in the kitchen, but downstairs to somewhere adjacent to the kitchens, and I'll go talk to what's his name? We just told us her name. The cook.
Carson?
Carson, yeah.
You head back into the kitchen. Carson's getting dinner ready.
Yeah. I'd say an extra helping for our good magician friend. And maybe you can direct me to where I can make him a nice cup of tea.
He could use some fattening. I'll have the maid send the tea out. Don't worry.
Much obliged.
Much appreciated.
Hannah. Yes, I do think you're going to need something. And she'll head off to make some.
All right. And I'll probably take my dinner and maybe actually a cup of tea myself with Max.
I'm going to say that they set up a table in the they set up a table and they put some food out, and then Glenn gets a makeshift ring, and the entertainment for the evening will be this little sparring match they do in the grand hall, just to see. I think for this, Jensen, do you want in on this?
I was gonna say,
I'm assuming Max, and I was thinking we just make it a 3-way.
Oh,
triple threat. Yeah.
Okay. A free for all.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm assuming the doctor wants to sit this out. Max, do you want to get in on this, or do you want to sit this out? I would imagine you want to sit this out.
Player versus player.
Yeah, Max will just watch.
Do this again.
You'd probably have to have like a dual sword for this fight. I also think for this fight, we're not gonna use health. Let's just do like if you're hit successfully 3 times, you go down, basically.
Can I?
You can
I
use
get
your
like a broom handle or something? Use like a staff, like
Yeah,
a bow
sure.
staff almost instead.
Sure, you can use your abilities, but I might alter them slightly in this rule set. Okay. The 3 of you kind of spread out in the circle. And what are your 3 initiatives? 2. 4. Okay. Car, as you flip down the blunted blades, the 2 of you see them snap out as the screw turns.
All right, I'm just holding one because I'm not really familiar with the other one yet. So
No, he was downstairs with you. He was putting blunted ones on your arms so they would work like your normal ones would.
All right, well then pops out the other one.
Yeah.
And he readies himself.
There hasn't been enough
I guess he doesn't
PvP in
want-
this session, so
I was gonna say, yeah.
Right.
this will probably be quick.
Are we sure we want to do this?
How else are you gonna learn?
That's more of a question for yourself, I think.
And if you're
He'll
not
take a swipe
comfortable
at
with it, you don't have to.
Yeah, I guess. He'll try. He takes a swipe at V.
He rushes up on V first.
He feels like
Alright.
you can't hurt him as much. I mean, even though he didn't do.
V, your dodge rolls are pretty bad, yeah.
Oh yeah, my dodge rolls.
So are yours. I'm gonna give each of you to knock out Jensen or V. It's 5 hits, just because they've got lower health and they're not very good at dodging. But they've got higher health, but they're not very good at dodging. But you're 3 because you're really good at dodging. All right. What'd you roll on your attack?
Got the,
8? And the 8? Oh no, you get a bonus to that, right? Oh, you're rolling. Oh, now you're rolling. Yeah, that definitely hits. So he pings you for a point.
and he kind of just stumbles and then swings around with the other hand.
Because of your stumble, this one's going to be difficult. So you got to roll twice and take
Is
the
this
lower.
against me again?
He's going for the throat.
I like it. I got a 9.
You gotta roll and take the lower.
Yep.
Uh,
It's a 10.
okay. Yeah, he still hits you again.
Yeah, so
He
10.
stumbles around and he smacks you again.
Oh, I feel like it's coming back.
And
I feel like it's coming back to me.
You're doing good.
Now I need the two of you, because you had the same, to roll acrobatics for me, and whoever gets higher is going next.
Huh?
You're both terrible at it, I'm sure.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
2d6 for me.
Oh, I get a D8 and a D4. I got a 5.
At 9.
Okay, Jensen, you're next. Wow, just stacking on Josh.
Right?
I will go. I will like take up a stance, and I'll go for our new friend, and I want to try and use the staff and not faint, but look like I'm going for one thing, and then like as the end of the staff hits the ground, I'm gonna swipe.
That pause, it lagged at the perfect
I
time.
gotta swipe his
Perfectly
legs out.
timed pause.
Yeah, I know, right? God damn it!
It froze on you doing the swipe motion. We know what you're trying to do. Roll, go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm not using the blade, so I'll knock out. It's like I don't get to use pristine techniques, so it's only +5, so 23.
What did you get? He rolled pretty high too, I think. And
Yeah, but I got an 18.
okay,
Perfect.
it's one hit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I believe it is the V's turn.
I would bet $20 that he's gonna go for me.
Or turn on Jensen.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, V?
I want to grapple 10 and use him to hit Jensen.
Okay, so go ahead and make contested athletics tests, 10 and Jensen.
Yours is difficult, 10. Or
Okay.
both of your guys are difficult.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
just
great.
10. Just 10. Jensen doesn't need to roll yet.
I was like, I didn't think you needed to roll, but
My bad.
Yeah, and this
I
moment
misspoke.
his eyes are going to dilate, and I'm going to activate Slippery and spend 2 points, which makes your grapple attempt difficult on me.
All right, so
okay,
that,
so I
that
only
means
got
that
to
you have to
roll
take
once.
your first roll.
yeah, it was 18. It was the higher of the two. I had a 14 on the dice to add 4.
Darn.
Well, you can still roll.
Yeah, I'm going to roll.
Is it still difficult, though?
No, I don't think so. Well, no, his is still difficult, but yours was also. So he has to roll and take the lower.
I
And
just got to roll once.
yeah, and you just got to roll.
I rolled the wrong die. I got
Yeah.
this one.
I'm good at grappling people.
That was shit. Sorry, let me do that. Even worse. Oh yeah, so he grabbed me. He grabbed the heck out of me.
All right. Now go ahead and make a. You wouldn't have your like unarmed attack bonuses, but go ahead and swing him at Jensen.
I mean, I don't have any bonuses other than just high dice rolls on both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm rolling athletics then?
Yep.
12.
This is an offense, Braun.
Oh, offense bronze?
You're-
Okay.
No. You're rolling a dodge
Oh, dodge. Okay.
because he's swinging at. He's turned 10 into a weapon, essentially.
Right. Hey.
I have been weaponized yet again.
7.
Ha! I got you.
I'm gonna say that counts as a hit on each of you, but it took your whole deed. So
Yeah,
you
that's
can't do the
what I was
extra.
hoping for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man.
So, oof, 10.
Oh, that hurt.
Whale
And-
now. I don't
10. You can tell that these are not the kind of guys you want to scrap with close quarters.
No.
You want to sneak up and stab these guys in the throat for sure.
I feel like I might be better off at surprise attacks than full-on combat.
See?
All right.
The sparring's helping already.
All right. Well, you've still got a turn. You've got this turn at the start of the second round. What would you like to do?
Am I still holding on to him, or did I have to let go to...
You had to let him go after you.
Okay.
Let's give the boy a chance.
Yeah,
You're too good at grappling, man.
I am. I'm built for it.
I honestly took that just because I knew that you were good at grappling and it did nothing.
It did nothing.
Well, you got rid of my advantage, essentially.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
you still
here
had
we'll-
disadvantage, so...
I will fire 2 grappling hooks between his legs and slide between the gap and smack him square in the Johnson.
Okay. You're talking about V, right?
Jensen or
Johnson
V?
or the Jensen?
I'm trying to slide through.
He slides through your legs, V, and he strikes up with the blunted blade at your privates.
That is a 19.
Dodge test,
I
sir.
can't even dodge a 19.
Okay. Yep, you strike him right in the gonads.
I don't think I really have that
Okay.
much in the way of, like, sensation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's be honest, I take off my own limbs at will.
Hopefully it doesn't fall off.
I just pictured one of your abilities being used on your privates, and it blew my mind.
I was immediately thinking of when I cut off my finger and just started moving it around.
Yeah, that's as far as we're gonna go with this line of thinking.
Johnson's right away, man.
I'm picturing the cartoon, like the old cartoons of the worms, like
yeah, the inchworm.
doing
yeah.
the exaggerated walking. but James, we got him. He's gone.
On the ball, and it makes the same sound that SpongeBob walking makes.
You have one more attack.
No,
No, not you, Jensen.
Yeah, no.
Before you go. Anna has one more attack.
I will attempt to kind of lasso him with my grappling hook.
Okay, that's cool. So you're trying to like grapple him. It's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, essentially with the grapple.
Okay.
I figured, but
contested athletics. You roll normally, and 10 rolls with difficulty.
Does he still have the slippery active?
Oh, do you want to spend the points to activate the slippery again? 10. Oh. Lag. I can't hear you, Ant.
Yeah, might as well. I really don't have anything else.
Okay, cool.
At least
yeah, he slipperied you again.
Okay, I got a 26.
He was so casual about how he said it. Yeah, he breaks the grapple line, and the camera pans over to the table where some people are eating or watching, and we just see Thrasine. What? How do you react as the grapple line breaks?
I'm going to have to fix that. It was sparring, so nobody would break anything. Excellent.
I succeed.
pull out a pen
I succeed.
And start drawing up how to make a new grapple line.
Okay. All right. Next is Jensen.
I'm trying to crawl out of the ring.
Okay, I will
stab him in the back while he's crawling away.
Yeah. I think I want to use. Is there like there's like a broken grapple line, right?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go. I want to try and like. I want to go after V. I'm not gonna go after fucking V got me, so I'm gonna go after V. I'm gonna use the grapple line, and I don't know how I can use it. So I want to like try and like trip him with the grapple line. Like I want to like try and grab it and like sweep the legs, kind of like I did with
it's hard.
Pen.
It's hard to not argue that anything the grapple line would be used for would initiate a contested grapple, and I don't know if you've been watching how those go against him, but it's not like the smartest way to try to attack him.
That's true.
Do it.
Okay. No, I think I'll try to just kind of hit him on the arm and try to like open up his defenses. Okay. I'm gonna take the staff and like purposely go for his shoulder blade.
Okay. By staff, you mean the broomstick?
Yes, the broomstick that I'm using as a staff.
Oh man, I don't know if you could beat my 7 dodge roll with your like 20 bonus.
My 17, yeah.
You go to swing at his leg with the broomstick, and it just shatters across his leg.
Oh, what? I was going for his shoulder.
I'm sorry, his shoulder. It just shatters across his body.
Well, now that still counts for a point, right?
Yes, that will count as a point.
Okay, I say that out loud to the character.
Hey, you're the judges at the table, not me. Does that count as a point?
Yeah, I count it as a point. I got hit.
Counts.
I'll pick up the other end and I'll dual wield half a broomstick.
All right, Vigo.
I'm gonna do the reverse. I'm gonna pick up Jensen and throw him at the guy in the
Oh wait, no,
Contested athletics test.
I'm like, why?
Hey, he might roll like 2 1s.
The first one's not great.
Oh, I rolled good though.
I got an 18.
I got an 18! I got 18 plus 1!
Jensen shoves you away from him.
Damn!
Oh, Jensen's so hyped.
Nice.
said,
And then I'll
"Put me
just,
down."
as he gets excited, I'm just going to punch him in the face.
Ah!
Okay, go ahead, make your offhand attack. That's against a dodge.
That's
8.
lame. 6.
Boom! He pops you in the face for a point. Is that the first one on you, Jensen?
No, I hit
didn't
him
he get
with
me?
10
Oh yeah,
last
that's the
time.
second.
Yeah.
Second one.
I'll kind of like stagger back. Well, now what the fuck?
All right, 10.
You got too excited. You let your guard down.
Does this count
I
as a
did.
surprise attack since I've
Yes. They
crawled
both think you're crawling away and they focused on each other. This is definitely a surprise attack.
that I attack Jensen?
All of a sudden, as you guys are saying, as this exchange is happening, V, you just see the shadow like flash into the air with the blunted blade as it dives down on Jensen from behind. It's like straight. It's like straight anime. It's like a 45-degree jump that's like entirely not possible, and then he like hangs in the air for an inhuman amount of time before he drops down on him.
17 to hit.
Oh, it's dodge, huh? Can I even dodge this?
Technically, you haven't used your reaction, so you could try to parry this first one with the attack. Oh yeah, you don't have that.
Wait, I get to roll.
You have the broken
have
ends. You have the
I
broken ends of the broom, but I don't think you can parry with them. So you got to dodge.
Okay. 4.
Another point.
Damn it.
You got two left until you're knocked out.
I'm gonna like look around, like around my feet, like what the fuck?
You have the offhand attack, 10.
Apparently, I'm better at surprise attacks, and he swings again.
That
I'll try
was
to sweep the
awesome
lid.
looking. I just want you to know.
Hannah nods from the table. That did look pretty cool.
God damn it.
13
Got a
year,
4.
17 year.
Jensen, you're 1 point away from knockout, and it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna go after them and then go between them with the thing of like landing between them and then poking them both in the nose with the 2 ends of the broomsticks. That cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Can I use my strike speed to get that second attack?
Yeah, sure. You can get one attack on each of them.
Sick.
He jumps in between the two of you and he jams the ends of the broomsticks into your face.
So
What's
one
that?
on D.
What?
I rolled snake eyes on V's attack.
Oh no!
So that's 7.
Oh,
You- You have a chance.
that's what I rolled. I rolled a 7. I already rolled it.
Tie goes to the
perfect.
attacker.
Excellent. I rolled a 24 on you.
Does that knock you out, V?
Yeah, that's 5 on me.
That's the last point, and then he turns and he moves in. If you can hit 10, you'll win.
Let's go.
Dodge. Oh, wait, I rolled a 13 already, but
Hey, I saw you roll it.
I rolled a 24, baby.
Well, wait, you don't get if you don't have ambidextrous, you don't get bonuses on the offhand attack. Oh no,
Oh,
you're using your feature, so it would count. It would count.
Yeah, I rolled a 12 and a 7.
Yeah.
So I rolled 19 base stacking. Yeah.
Jensen gets the last point on you. Takes the win. Broken broomsticks in hand. The people that were watching just start like slow clapping from the tables.
Well, now I know not to mess with the monster hunter when there's a monster, pardon me. I point at me.
my collaborator.
Hannah nods to all of you. Hannah nods to all of you, and then she eyes Maximilian, and she says, "Somebody's going to have to figure out how to work everyone's skill sets into one big show."
Walks up, picks up his
Move.
Max will say, skills they have. Showmanship, a couple of them could use some work on, but some practice and the right teacher.
It's never
Suppose
too
we
late
could
to
take a
learn.
I still can't believe you stopped me from picking you up.
Well, I've been in fights with you more than once now. I studied how you do it. I got lucky. Let me be clear. I haven't seen very many things get out of your hold, so I counted a little bit of luck in that, along with some observational skill. I think
That was impressive.
It was quite impressive out of you.
You both like grappling hook.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just kind of went on instinct when it was launching at me.
I will work to fix that for you.
I will be reminded never to try and grapple you again.
It's not recommended.
And Judson, you hit me. That was vulgar as well.
Well, I
He
am
doubts,
trained.
however.
I am trained to bring down beasts, maybe a little more vicious than you, my new friend. And I'll smile and like clasp my hand on your shoulder. But you fight well. The sneak attack did get me. I had no
He
idea.
could smile. As he picks up his broken grappling hook. And looks towards the doctor.
I much look forward to you to being a distraction for you in a fight in the future, our new friend.
I can hold him still
Perhaps
for
next
you.
time we spar, it could be dark
Oh,
and in a larger space.
I said, well, maybe that can be arranged. I'm hungry, and I put the broomsticks down, and I sit at the table and start loading up the plate.
And
He offers his hand to V, like very apprehensively.
Gentle,
I'll gently shake his hand.
gentle, please.
Takes some jujitsu, throws him over his head.
Chucks me out of the
No, I'll gently shake his hands. I have to know how to be careful, otherwise I hurt Dari all the time. How afraid
Quite
he is.
well.
That was fun. We should
I'm
do
gonna
that
slink
more
out
often.
Dory and try to.
Perhaps we can clear a sparring ground outside.
It will be fun. I'll sit down. I've sat down next to Max probably, and I'm gonna take a look at him. I'm gonna say, "How are you? And how are you feeling after you've had a bite and a drink?"
Oh, it was just the thing, my dear Jensen. The tea was lovely. The entertainment, if anything, even better.
Wow. I would like to formally introduce that as my interview to be in a future one of Maximilian Copernicus Lavor's show. And he'll get like a sly look on his face.
Well, old chap, I must say, you do make an excellent distraction.
He'll nod his head, he'll look satisfied with himself, and be like, "That's a good start."
And as all of you settle in to eat together with your new party member, we're going to wrap up our session for the night.
Eat.
Yes. Like half the party doesn't eat. Well, 2 people don't eat, and 1 person just dumps chili powder on it first.
And his preferred food is brains.
Yeah.
The weird ass party.
Nothing like some good brain jerky.
The brain
No.
jerky.
Who would have thought the guy with the blue beard would be the normal one?
Or is he?